I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate. All in when I show up, whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watch me elevate.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's episode 2 of the brand show. Apparently we didn't get canceled, so sad enough for you. That means you gotta be here. Hey, look who it is. It's your boy, the brand, Billy Nichols. Quicksilver, don't call me late to lunch.
And my name is Papa Smalls, best dad on the internet, because I left for milk and cigarettes, and I came back.
What's up? Love you, Dad.
Hi.
How are you? Good to see you.
I'm doing good. My back hurts from camping over the weekend, but I am alive. I am doped up on enough Advil to kill an elephant right now.
Well, I'm glad you're here, guys. Welcome back to episode 2 of the brand show. As I said, my name is Billy Nichols. This is Chris Small. And tonight it is San Diego Comic-Con Hangover. It is a very different type of show. You're going to see us live with our guests from the beginning of the show compared to during our first ad break, bringing in our show guests. I would like to thank our very good friend and content partner, Kevin Monroe. Thank you so much for being a part of the last episode. I hit the cheer button, and once again, in a typical A Bunch of Nerds fashion, the cheer button did not work. There it is!
It wouldn't be a typical show if everything actually worked on time.
If everything actually worked, we wouldn't be A Bunch of Nerds. But anyway, I'm going to introduce our panel. We have a very esteemed panel here, people from across the pop culture industry who are experts in their fields, literally in all different things, whether it be customizations, retail operation, collecting, you name it. These people have been across the industry. And I'm going to start with a guest I've been waiting to be on his show, first and foremost. And I am very excited to have him on tonight, representing the Where the Toys Are podcast, coming to us from beautiful Mission Street in San Francisco from Super 7. It's Brent St James. How are you, Brent?
I'm good. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. You sound beautiful, my friend. It is great to see you.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on. And yes, you do need to come on to my show.
You let me know anytime you want me to be on. I have the rest of the summer free. I will be on every episode if you need me to.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, how's everything?
I'm sorry?
How's everything? How's everybody doing?
Everything for me is wonderful. I don't know about these guys, but,
what?
You know, we're going to move it on to the next guy. And if he doesn't cheers me, I'm going to be so mad because I want to know how he's doing now, too. Joining us from the Nerd-affiliated network. Put it up. Come on, let's go. Come on, get it up there. Get it up there. My main man, my brother from another mother, the beautifulest, most baldest bastard on the face of the planet who sounds better than me on a microphone, and I hate him for it. Steve Archer, how are you, brother?
Good, yourself?
It's good, man.
I actually, with that intro you did before, I thought you were going to roll me in, but I went second, but it's fine. It's all right.
Well, I had to because you know what they say: first is the worst, second is the best. But even better, third is the one with the hairy chest, my friends. This guy's joining us all the way out from the desert. One of the coolest customizers and painters and biggest Transformers fans I know. My main man, Jose Carbal. Mr. Hobbies with Jose himself. Jose, I fucked up your last name on purpose. I just want you to know that after we talked about it. I did it as a role. But for those of you who need to know how to say his name, it's Carbajal. I actually wrote it in my script so that way I didn't forget it, and I actually botched it on purpose. But Jose, thanks for joining us. We're glad you're here. How are you?
Dude, I was fully expecting you to botch it. It's okay. Thank you for having me, though. It is a grand pleasure. I just have my iced coffee because it's hot as heck out here. But
all right,
cheers to you.
I'll cheers to that.
Absolutely.
I got
to cool down.
Ice, man. But hey, listen. Before we go any further, and I introduce our last guest, the newest member of the A Bunch of Nerds team, I want you to know that Optimus Prime booked himself to die in the first act, and that is bullshit. But with that being said, I'm going to introduce a man I've known most of my life, about 90% of my life. This guy is a 16-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion and also made fun of me for wearing a baby blue sweater my first day of college. Now, because it's PC here, you know, we can't, like, really tell the joke. It's funny. But that douchebag in the sunglasses in the third square on the end, ladies and gentlemen, joining us from Mazza Media and A Bunch of Nerds' newest podcast coming soon, A Bunch of Marks. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Burke.
All righty! Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome, Dan. Good to
I
have
have
you.
finally arrived to A Bunch of Nerds after being begged and pleaded to bring my expertise of broadcasting knowledge and collecting pro wrestling sports. Now I am here.
Well,
And-
we don't talk about sports here, but that's okay.
Well, hey, I mean, I got to represent, right?
Well,
But
I
at the
mean,
same-
wrong guy, but you know,
Right guy.
the new guy's got a 0, not a 2. But anyway, enough about that, guys. San Diego Comic-Con. Good God,
There's a lot.
My brain exploded literally with the things I saw, the people I talked to over the weekend, the things that happened. Holy shit! How's everybody feeling?
Tired.
Torqued.
Broke.
Poor. Yeah. Poor.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
Pretty poor.
Or he's on his 13th day of work for Comic-Con, so.
Yeah. Well, I did hear that before the show. Shout outs, guys, to the team over at Super 7 who has been working nonstop. Those guys, you're getting the clap button, so everybody clap for Super 7. Absolutely killed it
Thank you.
at San Diego Comic-Con. And Brent, thank you
Best
very
one
much.
best one of all was this year.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, thank you very much for getting me one of those Cobra bats. I
Sure.
mean, if you guys haven't seen Super 7's Ultimate figures, first of all, look behind me. Second of all, if you need a phone number or you need a direct plug, look right behind Brent and get in my DMs. I will get you in touch with Brent and Daniel. These guys will get you anything and everything that you need. Look at that. Thundercats. Oh, Steve's getting sweaty already thinking about Thundercats.
Don't bring my name up in this. I can't do it anymore. There's too many good things back there. I can't do it anymore.
For the record, oh, look at that. That is. So, for those of you who don't know, this is the Super 7 Ultimate Cobra Bat from San Diego Comic-Con based on Larry Hama's original design from the comic book. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You know, I was expecting a Czarface exclusive this year again. What?
Next
No
year,
Czarface. No more
There's a-
Czarface?
What?
later on in the year.
Oh, good. Okay, so there's more Czarface. We're excited for that. I'm letting people cheer now, so give me a minute. I hear my wallet.
Just so you guys know, Brent is here and I'm leaving soon. So if customers come in, you're going to have customers live shopping on the show.
I would love that. And maybe we can ask them some questions. But guys, Daniel Sant from Super 7, great friend of the show, great friend of ours. He's taking money out of all of our wallets and we love him for it. But let's get right into this.
And I will take more too.
I love you for it, brother. It's good to
Support
see
your
you.
local brick and mortar. There you go.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Yeah,
Support
absolutely.
support your local toy stores, your local record stores, your
100%.
local everything. If it's local and you can walk in and talk to someone, first of all, be polite to them. Be nice to them. They showed up to work so you could purchase things. Second of all, make sure you spend a shit ton of money. Like you can't walk into you can't walk into Super 7, and I've done it many times. I've been to the Mission 1,000 times and easily spent $400 to $500 in one shot. Sorry, Rebecca, if you heard that. Anyway, but let's get back to San Diego Comic-Con because this is already off the rails the way it should be, and that's great. I just want to say hello to everybody in the chat who's listening. I know you guys have got your stuff from San Diego. You want to talk about what's up, Tattooed Geek? I see you. Papa Smalls, I know you're in the chat. Hello, Nerd Affiliated being in the chat. That's a great t-shirt you're wearing. Where can I get one of those?
Nerdaffiliated.com.
Rocket Wolf, we see you. What's up, everybody in the chat? Hello, thank you for being here. If you're watching live, if you're not watching live, and you're watching this on YouTube on Thursday, hello to you too. So, the debacle that was San Diego Comic-Con, we're all tired, we're all broke, we're all excited. There's so much to talk about, but before we get into the actual show itself and the recap of what San Diego is, first of all, Smalls, what happened on this day in 1910?
Well, it is Crazy Cat's first appearance. I can't talk today.
That's okay.
In the Dingbat Family comic strip. Dingbat Family comic strip premiered. It's also Barney from Sesame Street's birthday today.
I think that said Bert, but I'll take Barney too because I
Bert,
love you.
I can't read.
You love me. We're a happy family. You know, it's okay. It's okay. We're fine. Anyway, well, happy birthday to Bert from Sesame Street. Not that any of us watch Sesame Street.
What? I do.
Okay. I'm fine. And I'm fine with that. No judgments here, man. I mean, shit, I watch old cartoons and buy action figures.
Is still on it.
Clearly. Anyway, so let's get right into San Diego Comic-Con. Going back to it. Brent, you were there. Mm-hmm. Now, your experience with San Diego Comic-Con is huge. For those of you who were at San Diego Comic-Con, Brent was a huge piece of the Cobra base at San Diego. What a team effort that was, just seeing that. I'm going to put a guy over who I really can't stand, but seeing photos of CM Punk in that Cobra base, huge thing for those who are wrestling fans and who are fans of, don't you smirk at me like that, Dan.
You hated that picture.
I hated that picture so much. I hate CM Punk.
Leave him alone.
He was a real nice.
Him alone.
He was nice.
He was super nice. There was tons and tons of wrestlers in and out all week, and I did, of course, don't know who they all are, but they had such a huge presence over at the actual con, and those figs and everything are so huge right now, so you kind of expected those guys to be there. But everybody was super nice. It was like a dream come true. Well, this whole thing, the whole week, it was a hard work. It broke our backs, but we really made it through and met so many, people. Got to see so many people we hadn't seen forever. Attack Peter, run into him again. I can't even I'm still processing the whole thing. It was just a surreal trip.
So we've all been to a convention or two here. I've been to New York. I've been to Emerald City. I've been to Chicago. I've been to PulseCon when PulseCon happened here in Rhode Island. I've been to a lot of the bigger shows, but the one show that has eluded me, like Claudio Castagnoli's first world title, has been San Diego Comic-Con. I miss it every year because of the expense of trying to get a hotel room in the Gaslamp District. Talk to us about the overall experience, because San Diego is not just, okay, look at my basement, let's just call this a convention hall. It's not just in Hall H. It's not just in the convention center itself. It takes over downtown San Diego, am I right?
Well, yeah, we saw that, we had the Cobra pop up. I went to a Dungeons and Dragons bar. We went to a Star Trek themed bar. There were all kinds of things. It's pretty much I'd never been to the Gaslamp before. So pretty much everybody had something to do with it. It's
and the Clerks, movies.
There was a Clerks burger place down there. Movies was down there. So you could go and get lunch there. And not to mention, people become these characters during that week, but on the couple of days that it's actually going on, they're really, so you've got street vendors dressed up, passing out things. You've got you name it, you've all been to it, you've all seen it. It was my first time at the main Comic-Con, so I'm it was a trip to see, but yeah, just a good time all around. I have 1,000 ideas for the next time, that's for sure.
Well, it to me, everything you're saying, and those of us in here, I think the top row, we're all from New England. So with that being said, Steve, I know you're from New England too. Now, Jose, Brent, you both live on the West Coast or close to the West Coast. In Salem during Halloween, it is a shit show from your worst nightmares, or we like to talk about here. We call it a charcuterie board of fuckery. Imagine 7 straight weeks of foot traffic, not being able to get in and out of places in less than an hour, and literally $40, $60, $80 parking. I'm sure Dan, Steve, and Chris can all talk to that.
Oh, yeah.
Salem is a nightmare during Halloween. I mean, if you've never been here for it, come out and visit. You can stay at my house. I'll drive.
I would love to come.
Oh, please do.
Yeah,
you always get through it quicker walking there.
Yeah, we could probably walk up. We could walk up 93 through Boston and get there quicker than driving, because when you get into Boston, it's just it's and chat. I'm sure you can speak to that too, because I know a lot of you are Bostonians, but it's an interesting experience. Like, you have to do it once in your life. I mean, I'm not saying I'd wait 3 hours for a table at Wolf Lodge Taqueria to get fajitas with my buddies, but I would tell you, I totally would.
I 100% would. I would commit war crimes for another one of those.
Oh my! Hey, well, next week, let's go. My treat. Anyway,
I'm in.
But it sounds like the experience of San Diego Comic-Con is very much like Witch City during the holidays, and that's fantastic, and I'm so glad you got to experience that. It's fun to live through your friends and the experiences they have when they get to do things like this. Like, we're trying to plan as a team right now if we're going to go to New York Comic-Con for an entire day, and even right now that just seems like a lot for us, because none of us booked a hotel like idiots. None of us have badges like idiots, and
what
like idiots. It's in October.
In October?
Yeah. We're thinking about going out for a day, because I haven't been to a show in 3 years. Smalls has never been to a show, and I don't think Dan has ever been to a show.
Well, I was kind of
PAX East once.
Okay, PAX once. Okay.
See how people were gonna behave when you get that many people together, and I was shocked that everybody. I saw no attitude. I saw no fights. I didn't. It was just is everybody behaving as best as possible from what I saw. The locals said that it didn't seem like it was. As well attended as past years. So that means if you're going to have more people there, then yeah, that is a crazy idea. But a great one. Well, but yeah, I was real impressed to see how people were going to, and they, you have to tap your badge to get in. You have to tap it to get out. You have to go through like 3 screening processes to get in, and you had to make sure they wouldn't let you in unless you had a mask on. I'm starting to get reports from my friends who came back and are now testing positive for COVID. So we have to kind of get through that. I've tested, knock wood, 3 times since being back. Knock Vader. 3 times.
Oh, I forgot that was at the store. It's been a while since I've been there.
But yeah, and so far so good. We're all fine.
That's good. Well,
yeah.
I'm glad that people, first of all, when you're going to shows like this, and this isn't a political opinion, please just be safe. I don't want your families to get sick. I don't want you to get sick. I don't want Brent to get sick. I don't want anybody to get sick. COVID, from my experience, and I haven't even had COVID, is a nasty, nasty thing. Now, for those of you who've been watching this channel for the last 4 years, I just went through almost 2-year battle with cancer. The last thing I need to do is someone to just come up to me and go, and then I die because of it. So please be safe.
Exactly.
For fuck's sake, be safe.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it sounds...
Be safe.
Now, I know you got to explore the floor a little bit and kind of see, what San Diego Comic-Con was all about. Before we get into more on, our weekly purchases, because I'm sure we all have San Diego Comic-Con related purchases, was there something on the floor that you saw that was more interesting than past shows you've been to? Is there something that is, more special than what you've seen at past shows, or is there just something that a different energy or vibe about San Diego?
It's the quality of things that people are putting out really impressed me. The things that across the board, everybody seems to really be knocking it out of the park with, like packaging. And for example, not to pick a Super 7 thing, but the lino that changes color when you thaw them out, things like that. I thought that was real impressive. I thought that everybody's really, it's like living in the golden age of toys again. When we're our age now, but I'm surrounded by Star Wars figures and Ninja Turtles. So am I this age or am I 13 again?
Both.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
was that Funko had a little city built in there. I don't really Funko things, but they had a store since they bought Mondo. They bought Mondo.
When did that happen?
Oh God, I think it's about a month now, but they bought, so that's why you're seeing a lot of Funko Pops music ones being reissued.
Holy shit. For anybody who needs to know what Mondo is, look right there. Those 1/6 scale figures behind me are Mondo.
They've always, Mondo's always put out the cute things like tiki mugs and, clear vinyl and that kind of thing.
Holy shit.
So the crazy thing is when you walk into the hall, to the left was the entire Funko City. So you have to literally wait in a line to get in a line to get in a line. I got there early enough that I could walk through it. And then by the time I turned around, it was just crazy packed. So that was impressive to see how, people's response to how these companies are, we had our same old booth, but we had a lot of good stuff in the booth.
Best booth in the place.
Mattel was really impressive with their display. Hasbro, Hasbro, this is the kind of company Hasbro is. We hung out with them with a little bit. We were hanging out looking at like the His Tank and G.I. Joe and that kind of thing with Lenny and everybody. And they came to the G.I. Joe pop-up shop later that night. They just emailed us and said, we want you guys to pick anything you want from the classified line for being nice to us. And we're going to send you that. So that's the kind of people that we're dealing with. And that's the beauty of finding this family. Next month, I'll be with Super 7 for 4 years. And I have made more friends and I'm all getting choked up. More friends and family.
That's okay. You're allowed to.
In any situation I ever have. And like doing my show, being on this show, you know how it is. You connect with a whole different world, and it's a really whether it's your first family or your chosen, it's something that you really really learn to appreciate.
Yeah, I do.
There's nothing like the Toy Fam, and there's nothing like the honesty you get from the Toy Fam. It's sometimes a bit too honest, but
you know what though? It's beautiful.
Part of the game.
It's beautiful, man, and I mean. Everybody here, sans Smalls, who I met because of work, everybody here, we all have a toy we collect more than anything, and I can literally just name it off on everybody. You can look behind Steve, and you can see wrestling figures, Ninja Turtles. You can see all these beautiful things of paint behind Jose. We know Jose is an artist, and Jose loves Transformers. Dan's a big wrestling and Batman guy. I'm a big Masters and Turtles guy, just to give you two of mine. I know I've seen your toy room, and your toy room in Oakland is just absolutely utter madness and beauty. Brent is showing the good customers of Super 7 the best experience in history right now, so don't mind him. But guys, just take a look around. This is Super 7 16th Street in the Mission in San Francisco. I got to go out 4 years ago, and it was a dream of mine to actually see this store and be there and to literally blow a figurative paycheck the first time I got in there. And I've been blessed enough to make friends with so many people there. So when I tell you I am the plug for Super 7, you need to call me when you want something Super 7. Mm-hmm. Don't pre-order. Support the store. Support these great gentlemen. I have a million nice things to say about him now. If I could get Daniel to follow me on Instagram, I'd be super happy.
He still hasn't followed you?
No, he hasn't. How dare he?
Yeah, diva. He doesn't even do drugs. I'm the drug addict of the family.
Oh, I know, honey. It's okay. But listen, thank you for sharing the experience of San Diego Comic-Con. I'm really excited that we were able to, hear about it firsthand. Unfortunately, we weren't there. And that sucks that we weren't there. But let's get into everybody's favorite segment as I hit the cash register button. Over and over again, it's weekly purchases. Brent.
Yep.
Queens first, my dear. What was your big purchase of the week? If you have it with you, or if you want to grab something off the shelf that you purchased at Comic-Con, start us off.
I got the NECA Zombo fig from Monsters.
Ooh, I saw that on Instagram.
And then I picked up all the our GI Joe things. I picked up the Cobra Bat and the Lion-O, but that was it. I behaved. I was like, you know what? I walked the floor once and I came back around and was like, you know what? Either you get out now and come pick the stuff up later. I did a lot of pre-orders. So I ordered like all the Hasbro things and that whatnot. But that was it. I was really behaved.
So no holds barred 2-pack. I know I called you about that on Monday and I was like, please.
No, there was no, that couldn't make that. The line was too long for that on all the days. The line was too long for any of it, really. I kept on, online just on my phone all day long. That's how I got everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
So finally, wireless internet pays off, because I'll tell my story in a minute here about how Dan and I secured the bag, because that was a hell of a conversation right there. And it was it was fantastic. But moving right down, Steve, what do you got?
Yeah, so actually the purchases of last week, where the transactions happened and I took things, were a lot of retro stuff. But from Comic-Con, it was actually Sergeant Slaughter was my one pre-order.
Ooh.
Mindbender. I got him as well on pre-order.
You got Mindbender from from the
Classified.
The Classified. That's a cool figure.
Yeah.
So in 6 months, when you decide to sell me that figure, just I'm ready, because that might be the one figure from Classified that I actually want, because it's got a fucking brain with it. Oh!
Yeah.
They said they made more Mindbenders. They have as many Mindbenders as they made more Mindbenders than Zartan.
Wow.
Is what they told us. So he said it's going to be plenty available later.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully someday we get a Zartan. To double back to Super 7 here for a second, because I'm just going to gush over Super 7 for 3 hours. I know that I heard a rumor that Wave 1 could be dropping at any time for the Super 7 Ultimates. Can you confirm?
Yes, I can confirm that they're about to be on the water. They're still in China, and so they're about to be on the water. So that's going to put that at about a month and a half or 2 away from this one.
Oh, I can't wait. I've already told you, just call me the minute they come in.
Yeah, they previewed Destro actually in the meeting. So I think that Destro is going to be in Wave 3 or something. He's upcoming.
News, folks. Breaking news.
So there should be some good things coming.
I can hear sad wallet noises coming out of Steve Archer's wallet right now.
Yeah.
Steve, so that was it. Sorry to cut you off there, but Dr. Mindbender and that's it?
Yeah, I just got those two on the pre-order. Like I said, most of my actual purchase and in hand last week was actually with you. We went to that local shop in Easton. But what I am proud of that arrived today, just in time, Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther from Hasbro.
Oh, nice.
That arrived.
For those of you who know, we are big Chadwick Boseman fans here for many reasons, including, me sharing that same struggle as him. But that is a beautiful figure.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to grab that figure eventually. So.
Yeah. And I have Killmonger back there. He arrived for some reason like 2 weeks prior.
Damn.
Chadwick just arrived. But from Super 7, I am so stoked. I ordered the week prior the your favorite member of the Transformers, Optimus, but the dead version.
Nice.
I love that. That thing looks so dope. So I had
Dad,
to get that.
Go ahead, Dad. Go ahead.
What type of character does a job in the first half hour of their first fucking movie?
I mean, only the best. Channing Tatum. G.I. Joe Retaliation.
No. We're going with G.I. Joe movies now on the reference?
No.
That's your argument? No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that tonight.
Full on heel turn, ladies and gentlemen, just occurred in front of your eyes.
A half an hour.
Well,
He's doing a job. It took him a half an hour.
I'm doing it half an hour in.
Hey, he I mean, Dan did put on black sunglasses. I'll give him that. So
I should have had a hat on, and I should have just turned it the other way. That would have been the heel turn.
That would have been
Straight
great.
up.
Started out the front and just turned it the other way.
All right,
I'm going heel.
Moving on. Jose, any weekly purchases? Anything new in the office? I think Jose froze. There he is.
No,
And
it's good.
I know I'm gonna be quick because I know I'm cutting in and out here, but I did pick up this guy. I don't know if it comes up very well on the camera at all. This is Legacy Transformers Springer, which is a triple changer. Originally came out in the Siege line years ago, but I missed out on it. And they re-released it for the Legacy line. It's a repaint, but
That's
it's
cool
because
stuff.
it's a triple changer. It's a little bit complicated as far as the transformation. I do love it though. It is enjoyable, and I can't wait to repaint it 5 years from now. So that's what I've got.
So you said it's a triple changer, so it has two transformations and
Yeah.
a robot transformation.
It has a bot mode and it has a car mode and a copter mode, which I won't transform here because it is complicated and it's a little bit fiddly with all of the joints because.
And we lost him.
Oh,
Oh no.
Just like an alien.
It's like Dr. Loomis looking for Michael. Michael!
But I can still hear you guys.
Get better internet, Arizona.
It's hot, man. The grid can't handle it.
that's probably what it is.
It probably is, but so you said it's gonna
AC or internet? I take AC.
I'll take AC too.
Yeah, facts.
So what you're saying is it's a helicopter and a car. So that's pretty cool. That almost reminds me of like Mask when I was a kid, like just kind of like, you know, you'd have a car that could just fly, like Tracker's car could fly. Tracker's
Exactly.
gonna lead the mission, and then he just flies away. You know, it's fucking awesome. All right, Nate, what do you got?
What do I got?
What do you got? Heel turn.
Well, other than the No Holds Barred box set, thank you very much, by the way.
You're welcome.
And then, of course, I got the Randy Savage NWO Ultimate from Target. Nice job, Target. You finally got it right. You finally got it right, Target.
I believe it's
still available.
for pre-order.
Still available.
Hold on, we can confirm that as of hold on, still
It
available.
was there as of this morning. I checked this morning.
Okay, so it is 8:29 on the East Coast right now, my friends, and Macho Man Randy Savage is still available for pre-order. 4 days.
Thank you, Target. Thank you, Target, for actually doing the right thing for pre-orders, as you have literally screwed over the collector and just pretty much just been like allowed resellers to be able to gobble everything up and then be able to price gouge. And that's been the problem with Target. They finally got it right. I also think that I hope the Raw box set will be available in a few weeks too as well, because I'll have to be picking that up as well.
That's amazing. I love
It's
that.
an amazing set. As for this week, though, again, those are pre-orders. As for this week, I was able to, one thing I ordered back in February actually came in this week, and one was an off-the-rack purchase at Walmart. The LJN Red AEW Jazzwares Cody Rhodes.
Whoa!
Whoa! And I'll be getting his Ultimate figure this week as well, as that's still available on Mattel Creations until Friday. So
Make
be sure,
you
folks.
pre-order, guys.
Pre-order
That's
before
amazing.
Friday. And that's selling really well too. I already Billy sent me the box art for it too earlier.
Beautiful.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'll be getting that. But the
All you
Cody,
bandwagon Cody Rhodes fans, go and buy it.
well, we can count ourselves for bandwagon Cody fans considering
I hated
all
him
the
in
negative,
AEW.
considering all the negative stuff we said about him in AEW, mostly about his wife. But
Yo,
this,
how dare you.
but this is the there's a blue one of this and then the red one. The red one actually, this was on sale. This was $15. I was actually, after the purchases I had made during that day with Target and of course the No Holds Barred box set, this was actually a pleasant surprise as far as a value is concerned. And the second,
you are a bargain shopper, so
I am cheap.
I know,
Yes.
it's okay. I'm
It's
cheap
fine
too.
because I'm Irish and it just seems to go along with it. It just seems like I'm
God.
always looking for some type of deal.
Hold
Or is
on.
it my
Bassett just said in the chat, Billy and Dan, if they're in AEW, they suck. Wrong.
Well, I mean, there are some great talent over there.
There
It's
is
just
some good
sometimes how they're
talent. We'll
booked.
get to that later. Continue,
Yes.
please.
So this I ordered back in the first day that it actually came up on pre-order from me and Billy's favorite place, Ringside.
Shout out to
Ringside
Collectibles.
Ringside Collectibles out of Long Island, New York. The lovely Long Island, New York. The Wolfpack Hollywood Hulk Hogan exclusive, ringside exclusive.
That's a sick fig.
That's nice.
Actually, this is being sent to Billy at some point for his birthday, his 40th, from me. Of course, I ordered this back in February, so they made sure to get this right to me in the first set of pre-orders.
Yeah, they literally got it to you like I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Hey,
Yeah, and
did you
bought
buy
it.
it yet? No, I didn't buy it. All right, I bought it.
Yeah, exactly, because you kept putting it off. But this is the box art is impressive. Actually, this is the render that I use for his alternate attire in WWE2K22. Actually, the same render.
Fantastic.
But this is really cool. This is one of the better figures that they've announced. But there's a lot more that I'll be talking about later from San Diego.
Can't wait. Smalls, I know you got some records in the mail. What do you got, baby boy?
That's me. So this one actually just came in yesterday from my good friends at Turntable Labs. Hashtag not a sponsor, but wouldn't say no. But one of my favorite bands is Incubus. I will get shit for this. I don't care. Make Yourself is an incredible record. This is just my opinion. And then I got one. I asked you to talk me out of this one, and you failed horribly at it. But the gold nugget pressing of Mastodon's Remission from Relapse directly.
You ordered that when we were in the office a few weeks back. I remember.
Yeah,
that.
I know.
And you put a hand on me, and guys, let me tell the story real quick. Smalls goes like this to me, puts his hand on my shoulder, and he goes, "Talk me out of this, please, Bill." I bought it.
It didn't go well.
I didn't even get 2 words out, and he already bought it. So
He gave me a turkey club sandwich, and then I blacked out, and I already purchased it, apparently.
Itis is real. The itis is real.
Oh, it's 100% real.
The Turkey Club strikes again. Damn it.
Yo,
the turkey club always follows bad purchases. By
I
the way,
can't
guys,
help it. I'm a
turkey club shirt coming soon.
I'm a skank for a good aioli. I can't help it.
I mean, sure.
I got 2 more records here. I'm not the biggest fan of picture discs, just because that's just my opinion. But one of my favorite bands out of Detroit, Michigan, Battlecross, with their second album, War of Will.
Very cool.
And then because I am a product of the 90s and I give not one bit of a damn, I bought Millennium by the Backstreet Boys on vinyl.
Everybody!
Hey! And then I did manage to get one toy pre-order. If it holds water and it doesn't get canceled, I will probably cry. But I did manage to score the Target exclusive, the Miles Morales comic cover pop figure that they released.
Nice. Great fig. By the way, just for the record, since you bought that fig, you're going to need to Venmo $12 to Steve Archer. He was the base for Miles Morales. I bet you didn't know that.
I heard rumors. I was just waiting for confirmation.
I'm just saying, how many Puerto Rican Panamanians do you know from New York City?
It's got a point.
I mean,
You're right.
They were like, let's just change the name, and instead of the Bronx, it's gonna be Brooklyn.
Oh boy,
that's true. And I do have one more. I'm trying to see when I can pre-order, if it's even available.
If it's not Spice World, I don't want to know what it is.
You can
thank Bass for that so one. Much. You can thank Bassett for that one. I just got that out of the chat.
I know you think it's fucking hideous, but they are my favorite band of all time. But I'm trying to pre-order the Jump Into the Fire resin figure from Metallica. You can hate on me.
It is just ugly as
that
figure
care.
is as ugly as my ball bag walking backwards through the Arizona desert, sitting on a cactus.
So an Arizonan flat tire. Got it.
Okay, moving on. Okay, I'm glad you're going after that figure. Please do. So let's get into. First of all, I want to give a quick shout out to NECA. Yes, that NECA, because I've only seen 2 other people besides myself with these so far, and that's Tampa Turts and Dimension X Toys. We got the new Neutrinos 3-pack in the office today, as well as the new beautiful Usagi Ojimbo figure. Hey, Super 7, take notice and make a better one, please. Super 7, Super 7, Super 7.
Hear that, guys? Hear that,
But-
guys?
Yeah, look at all those
They
bad
hate you.
decisions. Look at all those bad decisions behind me I made thanks to this beautiful man under me. Anyway, but these came in the mail today. I gotta say, these neutrinos are just absolutely perfect. Probably my favorite side characters from the show. I also want to give a quick shout out to Blainer Things, who I had a wonderful conversation with about those figures earlier today. But I did get a gift this week, actually, too. One of them's over here, and I have a new nickname. It's Billy 4 Chase. I pulled 4 AEW chases in one day. 2 of them came via a trade/a gift from Mr. Steven Archer, Hey Archer himself. This is the Unrivaled 5 Hangman Page. I also got the Unmatched 1 Britt Baker chase. I did secure the bag on the John Moxley Shop AEW chase. And last but not least, I got the Lance Archer chase in a trade. Shout out to Eric over at the Emporium of Retro and Interesting Collectibles.
Love
Obviously, we talked about San Diego Comic-Con purchases, and yeah, there were some. I literally secured the bag on everything I needed, thanks to Brent. And last but not least, I got this in the mail today. I have no idea who sent me this. This is the Elite 40 Narcissist Lex Luger. Whoever sent me this, thank you. So
every time you show me that, I think it's Prince, and I will never not think
that's
that.
exactly what I thought too. I was like, "What in the hell?"
Thank you.
It's beautiful, right? And then, last but not least, it's on the other side of the room. Forgot to grab it. I secured the Halloween producer's cut of Halloween 6. Worst movie in history. We actually are touting our podcast as better than Halloween 6. So there's that. Dan is losing his mind over
That's going to
there.
be on our application for San Diego Comic-Con passes for next year. We're better than Halloween 6, maybe.
Yeah, it was a very bad movie.
Let us in, California.
But yeah, let us in. I do want to scroll back in the chat here for a second, and Bassett saying that asking Billy to talk you out of buying stuff is a bad idea. I 100% agree that, and I blame people like Brent for enabling my wonderful habits that I do have. What do you have to say for yourself, sir?
I am what I am.
You're beautiful. That's what you are. But moving on.
I do what I do.
Moving on from weekly purchases, we've already talked about Brent's San Diego Comic-Con experience, which was fantastic. Thank you. Hearing about it firsthand from somebody who was there, who worked the event, and just kind of hearing that it was one of those things where people, really enjoyed. And even for those who were there vending, it was an enjoyable experience is fantastic.
Yeah.
I hope everybody in this room has the opportunity to make it to a show like that someday, including myself and Dan and all of us. And we can all go and have a drink and celebrate a successful San Diego Comic-Con one time and just be like, you know what, this was great for all of our brands, and secure the bag in person, not me sitting here slamming refresh on MattelCreations.com and Dan being like, I got a 6-minute wait. Oh, I got a 90-second wait. Literally. We'll get to that in a bit. That's going to be a big topic of discussion. But let's get right into some of the stuff that was announced. And we're going to start out with Marvel, because literally Marvel was...
Marvel 1.
It was not even Marvel 1. It was Marvel Lego Comic-Con. It was... Jesus Christ, how do you call it? No, Joe, we did not get hosed on the San Diego Comic-Con No Holds Barred figures. We secured the bag. I will talk about that later in the show. But Marvel literally took over San Diego Comic-Con, and we're going to go through these one by one. First and foremost, no trailers shown, well, except for I Am Groot. We do know about X-Men 97, Spider-Man freshman year. We know that Charlie Cox is going to be voicing Daredevil in that show, as well as in a new Daredevil show called Born Again, which I'm going to assume is based off the Joe Quesada comic book. Agatha, Coven of Chaos, Ironheart, Echo, Loki Season 2, Secret Invasion, and The Marvels were all announced. An update was also provided on Marvel Wars. Gentlemen, I'm going to let you guys talk amongst yourselves on this one. I will go last. What are you most excited for out of everything I just spoke of? What are you expecting to see? What do you I really want to focus on Agatha, Coven of Chaos, believe it or not. But what did you guys see out of everything that was just announced there? And I mean, literally, Marvel literally just dropped a fucking bag of amazing on San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
What did you guys see that you liked out of that so far? And we're going to go point by point with this, too. We're going to start with the shows. We're going to talk a little bit about the comics. We're going to talk about the trailers. We're going to talk about the new trailers for coming shows that are coming out and everything like that. But let's talk about that gaggle of wild right there and see what's going on. Like, go. Somebody talk.
Is there a section? Is there a section where somebody could be negative?
Absolutely.
All right, so I'll say the positive first. First of all, Daredevil coming back, I'm all for it. Especially, I wouldn't have been as all for it if not for the fact that they announced that like TV MA stuff will be on the platform. So I now have hope in that.
Well, Deadpool just got dropped onto Disney Plus today too.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So because of that, I'm like, oh, okay. There will be some violence there. But really, the only show on there that got me excited when I saw it, because I just didn't believe it would happen, was X-Men 97. Because I mean, that's the definitive show for me when it comes to like Marvel cartoons, and the fact that they got the original cast minus whoever's passed away to come back, and writers, I believe, as well. That's given me hope. Only complaint on that was the animation looked more like the final studio that did the final season versus the like first two seasons. I think the pictures I saw were kind of blurry, but otherwise I am here for it.
I think that's going to be exciting, but okay. So X-Men 90, we've got a positive on X-Men 97. What's the negative of this though?
From me or?
Yeah, for you. No, the guy sitting behind you with the Darth Vader helmet on.
You never know. I mean, honestly, the negative really is a combination of all of these just being tied to Disney Marvel. Like, I am afraid that Daredevil won't be as violent as it was. I'm afraid that Loki won't, because right now the issue I have with a lot of stuff is like the multiverse that Loki established, that Spider-Man established, that Doctor Strange established, they don't seem aligned. And I thought Loki was going to be that show to help guide everything. So while I liked season 1, I don't know if they have all their ducks aligned to make season 2 as good and make it all make sense. But really, my only hesitation is that it's Disney Marvel, not so much the individual properties. And I don't want Daredevil to be a comedy. Like that's that. If I could choose one thing, it's Disney. Please don't make Daredevil a comedy.
As someone who has Daredevil tattooed right here, as somebody who has all the hardcover editions, had an almost complete run when I collected single issues. My biggest concern is that everybody who's done Daredevil beyond Netflix has fucked it up. I get that. Okay, so there's our first positive. Everybody else chime in.
Agatha.
Yes.
For sure.
I Brent, I gotta say, and I know we chatted about this a little bit offline, I think Agatha's really a connecting point for the madness that we saw in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. The falling of Scarlet Witch, I think that's going to be something, but also she's a special character.
Yeah.
I think she's mischievous and exciting, and I'm just going to shut up. I want to hear more from you.
No, I'm just looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see where they take it. I'm so not new to the Marvel world, but so like interested in seeing how it is and seeing how it all connects that I'll take it all. I've heard a lot of like backlash on all these things in different forums and stuff, as far as like how some things are boring to some people. I don't understand why they're boring or why somebody wouldn't like something. So I'm all in with anything I do. I'm all in for it, just for out of like curiosity. Thank you. It's great. There's our friend Romeo. He's a neighbor in the store.
Hi, Romeo.
Hey, what's up?
See, we're getting the Taurus Super 7 at the same time. I love this.
Was I the only one? Was I the only one that just thought, oh, the girlies, they love me because they just want to say my name. Oh, Romeo.
You were.
Sorry about that, but
that's okay.
No, anyway, so yeah. So what about yours, Billy? What are you looking forward to?
I mean, there's a lot for me to everything, literally. Smalls.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass the buck right now because I'm gonna go long for a second here. What about you, Smalls?
So I'm kind of in the same boat as Brent. Like, I obviously am relatively new to the whole like action figure toy Comic-Con kind of thing.
You're learning.
I am all in on Marvel. I am painfully behind on the TV shows. I haven't seen anything besides I think Luke Cage is the only like series that's not a movie that I've seen.
We'll
Don't
get
look
you
at me in
caught
that
up.
tone of
Oh
voice.
God,
Archer.
you're
We'll
so
get it-
in
we'll
for a
get you-
treat.
Don't
You are
look
so
at me
in
in
for a
that tone
treat.
of voice, sir.
No, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you to experience Daredevil.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
you
wanted
know-
to see Daredevil, like everything. And the thing is, like my previous job, get Hulk Hogan from Wish out of my face.
That's Broke Brogan, sir.
You're
Brogan
Broke
is excited
Brogan.
for you.
So I mean, I saw like when all of them were premiering when I worked at my previous job, and they had all the trailers and all the TVs going. I was like, oh, I'll watch it. Never got around to it. I saw Luke Cage because I like sat down. I was like, I need to have something under my belt, and that was it.
Sweet Christmas.
But of everything here that was announced from Phase 5 and 6.
Well, don't go into part 2. Stay with part 1 here. But
No. I'm just going purely off of what's here.
yeah.
The one that I am the two that I'm the most excited for, Guardians 3 and Blade.
Okay, well, we're gonna get into those in just a little bit. Animated shows, live shows. Dan, what did you see that you liked? Dan muted his mic.
I think the big one is what Steve said, X-Men 97, I think for me, just because growing up with that as a child, as a wee lad, I think it was like 5 years ago that, every Saturday morning it was just like, I'll put on X-Men, one of the greatest TV themes in the history of cartoons too.
Wait. Can we all sing that for a second?
Oh boy. And we just got hit with a copyright strike.
Someone
Great.
clip that, please.
Totally.
Agatha looks really good. And then Captain America, and then of course Loki with another season of that, which I'm excited for. Not really digging that new Captain America name though.
Brother.
Well,
that's why Brogan showed up. He's upset because he already took over the world, and now Captain America is stealing his gimmick.
I mean, is this a tease for when Disney finally buys WWE that they're just
Could
like,
be.
oh, we're gonna, we can just use the word. It's fine. We can just use
No,
it.
well, we'll get to MCU here in just a second. That's a point of discussion and an interesting point. Last but not least, before we move on from shows, and I open my big mouth again. Jose, what did you see, my man?
Oh man, well, I'm a guy that likes everything. A guy that likes everything. Did we saw Spider-Man freshman year, right?
We didn't see a trailer that I
No
know
trailer.
of.
I saw I think some designs.
There
designs.
was,
some
a,
designs
there was a
leaked.
logo, and that was about it.
Yeah, I do like what I'm seeing so far. I do like the style of it. It does look very classic, very 60s in a way. So I
That's
got to
gonna
see it
be
in
great.
motion though. I'm not even sure if that's the one show though that seems like it's not actually going to be within the MCU because of what they're changing
Yeah.
the storyline. How it is Norman Osborn that becomes a mentor figure for Peter instead of Tony Stark. That's interesting. I want to see where they take that.
Well,
but
they're gonna go the comic route with it, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna make
Yeah.
him Green Goblin, and then we're gonna have that wild John Romita style fight. I like that, and once again, Jose is frozen. Man, to the state of Arizona, please fix Jose's internet fucking immediately.
It's not. No. It's what it is. It's that Jose loves that frozen lino, so he's just doing, his version of it.
I
from
just
time to
love-
Just
time.
embodying it.
the goofy
Jose,
face that
if
it
you-
freezes on.
If you need one of those frozen Lionos, I can get you in touch with Brent after the show. Think you can make that happen, Brent?
And you guys can thaw out together. Yeah. Have you seen it do its thing?
No, show us before I finish. Go ahead, please. All right, everybody, let's give Brent a drum roll.
Can you see him?
No, pull him up a little more. No, like hold him up.
Well,
There he
it's not
is.
doing it.
Boo.
I don't think it's hot enough. Sorry. I'll record a good video.
Definitely- it definitely looked better.
Like Red Rage Toxie?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But it's instant. It's not like Red Rage Toxie. It's instant. Like he actually thaws out
That's cool.
in that little
Guys,
time. Hello.
If you need
Good.
something from Super 7, slide my DMs. I'll get you in touch. So to finish up TV really quick so we can move on. Really excited literally about everything there. Like I said, Agatha Coven of Chaos is really cool for me. WandaVision was such a great show. I am going to take a minute to talk about my wonderful wife. You know, and I know she doesn't really watch this the way I do, but she'll watch what I watch. And one of the beautiful things about being married to your best friend is that, you know, a lot of the stuff that you're into, she ends up being into, and a lot of the stuff she's into, I end up being into. So I know for a fact I can speak on her behalf and my behalf on this one. I know Coven of Chaos is going to be great. We loved WandaVision. We loved the new Doctor Strange movie, so that's exciting. We're digging the daylights out of the new Miss Marvel show. Fantastic. I'm really excited. I love the trailer for I Am Groot. That was cool. Loki season 2. Steve, I'm on board with you there. Spider-Man freshman year, Jose. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and I'm excited for that. But for me, above all else, I'm really, really hyped for the Marvels to see what they do with it. Ironheart's going to be amazing. But above everything, Secret Invasion for me, besides Daredevil, which I'm a lifelong Daredevil fan. Secret Invasion is going to be cool. Stay tuned, and let's move right into the.
Oh wait, sorry. Question: Secret
Yes.
Invasion's a TV show, not a movie?
I believe it's a show.
Oh.
I'm not 100% sure. We'll cover that on the next episode. We have a Marvel expert coming on the next episode. You'll have to wait till tomorrow to see who it is. But let's talk about the multiverse. The multiverse sagas, 5 and 6. Marvel has laid out 5 and 6, the multiverse sagas. Huge deal. First, we had the Infinity Saga, which was phases 1 through 866, and the Disney Plus saga. So we got, and we're going to keep it light on this one because there's really nothing to talk about with any of these yet. The Multiverse Saga was announced, which is phases 4 and 6. That goes 2022 to 2026. Okay, so that's a lot of movies in a short period of time. We're getting 2 Avengers movies in 1 year. Guys, that's huge. Captain America, New World Order. I swear to God, if Hall, Nash, and Hogan show up, I'm going to be so excited. We have Avengers Secret Wars and the Kang Dynasty. I'm really not happy that we didn't get House of M, but I think that's coming. Blade, as we talked about, Mahershala Ali. I'm sorry if I botched his name. Guardians 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Thunderbolts. That's going to be cool too. And Fantastic Four, Return to the Fold. What did you guys like about what you saw, what you heard? I mean, I know there were trailers showed. We didn't get to see the trailers. There will be trailers in the next few days, and I'm sure there will be reactions on Nerd Affiliated and a bunch of nerds respectively. But what are you guys most excited about out of that run? Start with Dan. We'll go the opposite way this time. Dad's
Definitely Guardians 3. I'm interested to where they go with Captain. It's a good idea with the NWO appearing. They have to appear in the Captain
Book
America
them
movie.
strong. Book them
Hulk
strong.
They
Hogan
have to.
enters the MCU as a security guard.
Hit them with baseball bats.
Can't go in there, brother. You know, or they just spray paint like Captain America's shield, just NWO on it.
They got, and somebody has to 2-pick fling.
That has to be in the film, and then like if they
That's
want
the
to
post-credit scene.
or if they want to just like a tribe like Hogan's entire promo,
Mr. America,
from Bash
brother.
the Beach. Just his entire promo from Bash the Beach somehow makes it into the film, like it's
This
someone's monologue.
Is the new world order of Marvel Cinematic Universe, brother.
So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Guardians 3, as I said, you know, it's good. We're getting another Ant-Man movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's just in 2 Avengers films. That's going to be the in 1 year. That's the interesting part about it, because of the fact that, you know, I, among others, I'm probably not the only one that probably thinks of the. Maybe I'm in the minority on this. I don't know, but I feel like that with that after the last 4, especially the last 2, I don't know how these next 2 are going to be able to compete, or at least be a draw enough for think people to go.
You never come back from WrestleMania 1, man. That's how it goes. But I think it's going to be a new team. I think we're going to see new members of that team. Obviously, we know Iron Man's dead, so we'll see.
He is? What?
Yeah.
Spoilers, ladies and gentlemen.
Spoilers 3 fucking years after the movie came out, so shut the fuck up. Listen, I don't care if you haven't watched Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. It's been 3 years. Get off your ball bags, turn on Disney Plus and watch it.
Hey, I still haven't seen Jessica Jones, so suck one.
You're good. You're good. You can skip that one.
Yeah, you can skip Jessica Jones. Kristen, what's her name, is kind of terrible. She's in, like, I'm not somebody who's anti-feminine actresses, but
oh boy,
her and Brie Larson just rub me the wrong way with their tone of voice when they speak. They sound like just so like you should be proud that I'm here. You should be happy that I'm here. And Brie Larson just drives me nuts. I've never found her to be a credible actor. It's not that anything about anything she does. It's the simple fact that every time you see her on screen, she's looking at you like this. Why are you talking to me? Like
the views and opinions expressed by Billy is not condoned or understood by.
He also looks at me like that.
Everybody knows I don't like Brie Larson, and it's nothing to do with her as a human being. I just don't find her to be a good actress. I'm sorry. I love Elizabeth Olsen. I love Scarlett Johansson. I love the girl who played Agatha. She's phenomenal.
Yeah, but Scarlett Johansson's not that great of an actress.
Yeah, she is. She is
really
perfect for Black Widow. Perfect.
All she's done is
perfect for Black Widow. She is literally what Natasha Romanoff was in the comic books, if you're asking my opinion. And I know Steve's about to jump in here and be like, "You're wrong, Billy."
But
I was just trying to think of a movie I liked her in outside of Black Widow. I know there's something.
Okay,
Lost in Translation.
Lost in Translation, absolutely.
But that's, I think, the only thing
Overrated.
I can think of her outs.
Oh my God, Steve, I'm hanging up on you now. But
it is kind of dry. I'll give him I'll give him that.
Moving on. What else did you guys see that you liked from those movie announcements? What are you excited about? What are you not excited about? Why do I not like Brie Larson? I just told you.
I mean, for me, like I said, Guardians 3, that's been my favorite sort of subplot, I guess you could call it, of the MCU, is just that whole evolution of that crew. Blade, I'm excited for because I didn't realize until 3 years ago that Blade was part of Marvel. And inadvertently started the MCU back in 1997. I had no idea because I am merely a comic plebeian. So I'm excited to see how that goes. And then I have no idea who or what the hell the Thunderbolts are, so I'm excited to see where that is.
Well, the Thunderbolts is kind of like an anti-hero group, so like Punisher, Ghost Rider,
I'm already
Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Oh, you had me at Punisher.
Yeah, you'll like that. It's cool. But it's, trust me, we'll get together, watch some movies. Let's keep this rolling though. Brent, what did you see that you liked out of those new movies coming?
Which ones? Sorry, I was
And the multiverse saga. So we're talking Captain America, New World Order, Fantastic Four, Secret Wars, Kang Dynasty, Blade, Guardians 3.
I think probably Blade and Fantastic Four for sure. Blade brings back some really good memories. Don't ask, but yeah. Blade, Fantastic Four.
I think I know where you're going with this. It was probably one of the best soundtracks in the history of the universe and good parties.
Soundtrack, that whole era of time, all that kind of thing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And
totally.
I love Marish. I don't know how to say his name correctly. I apologize. And this is something I pride myself on, so please somebody correct me. It's Mahershala Ali, right?
I believe so.
I don't know, but I loved him as Cottonmouth in Luke Cage. He's compelling. I had never heard of him before that, but that opening scene where you hear Jetta singing Hail to the Chief, and it comes down on the Biggie Smalls poster, or the Biggie Smalls painting, and you just see the crown above his head and the symbolism of it. Mm-hmm. And he's just so powerful. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was just wow. I can't wait to see him as Blade. I hope they move Blade into that. But Steve, Jose, you guys are surprisingly quiet.
I'm just hoping I'm not frozen again.
No, you're not.
It's fair.
I'll let you go first, Jose.
Thank you.
Rebecca, because she's watching, it's Mahershala. Wait, hold on.
It's Mahershala Ali.
Thank you, Rebecca. We love you. My wife, ladies and gentlemen, my producer. Anyway, please continue, Jose. You're not frozen.
I was saying that because of the Guardians, we're getting the third one. It does feel like it's going to be some kind of a finality to them. I don't know if we're going to get more Guardians after that. I almost think we probably will, but I think it's going to be in a different light, something different than what we have right now. So I'm looking forward to that one. The fact that we now have the next two Avengers announced, it does now feel that we're building towards something. But yeah, getting them 2 in 1 year, I don't know if.
Oh no. He's building dramatic tension, folks. He'll be back in a minute.
Wait, everybody pose like Jose. Ready? He's back. It worked.
With our powers
Jose,
combined.
I love you so much, Jose. Please continue. God bless you.
I don't know where I left off.
Well, you were talking about finality with
Guardians
and where they're going next, and then you went.
Okay. I would just say really quick, next two Avengers. I'm glad we're building towards something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's going to be as good as Endgame. I'll be there for it.
Nothing will ever be as good as Endgame.
Exactly.
I cried so much every time I went and saw it. Saw it in Orlando, cried. Saw it in Boston, cried. Saw it at home, cried. Saw it in my bed, cried. Steve Archer, you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful self-promoting son of a gun.
So I want to go back 1 point. The only Scarlett Johansson movie I like is.
God damn it.
And then that's the only one I actually enjoyed.
This is what we got, Steve. We got.
Yeah.
You froze too, so tell us, what was it?
No, that was on purpose. That was a joke.
He has a kill switch on his board.
You do, don't you?
I did know. That was just me. Stop.
God damn it.
Yeah. So all right. I will be Captain Negative. I'm not excited for any of these except for Guardians 3 because James Gunn said that this will be tonally different from the first two.
Yep.
So that's got me excited for it. Aside from that, I trust Marvel with nothing I see there. R.I.P. Sam Elliott, because I was looking forward to him eventually being Red Hulk on screen. So I don't know what they're going to do there with Thunderbolts.
Pour one out for the homies.
There you go.
They'll bring them back somehow like they do in the comic books. Everybody for those of you chat who are watching, you know that
Jose, I can't tell if he's actually frozen.
And we lost Jose. You know what? This is live TV for you folks. This is what happens. I love it. Jose just leaves and comes right back. It's amazing. But welcome to the chaos that is San Diego Comic-Con Hangover. We knew this was going to happen. We tested this days ago. I disagree with you wholeheartedly because I think Captain America New World Order is going somewhere where we're going to see the introduction of the Thunderbolts. We're going to see the resurgence of Hydra, and that's going to be awesome. Like, the new superpower of Hydra is going to be something that is needed. Like, as someone who grew up with this, like, first and foremost, one thing I will honestly say as someone who has been working on projects outside of this, you do not need a villain of any orientation to make them sinister. You don't need a Nazi. You don't need a terrorist. You don't need anything. You could make anybody in this room sinister. Give them a motive, and you know what? They could be the most evil person on the face of the planet within 45 minutes. It doesn't matter. But Hydra is one of those things where when you put Hydra into a show, Hydra is known as literally Cobra to the Marvel Universe. So I'm hoping for the resurgence of Hydra. I will also say this. I am way sold on Sam Wilson as Captain America. Loved it in the comic books. And for those of you out there who are going to be purists and be like, but Captain America was a white guy, get the fuck off my channel. The fact of the matter is that when they put Sam Wilson in that costume in the comic book, it was meaningful and it was important. It didn't matter about his race, his ethnicity, or where he came from. When they did it with, I believe his name was Barricade. Fuck, who was Captain, the original Captain America in Captain America and Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Was it Brigade? He was phenomenal too. And you know what? He was toyetic. He was jacked, and he had a cool costume, and he had an awesome shield. And you know what? I have never seen characters, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I have never looked at a character by color and said, I like this character more than other. I look at a character and I want a compelling story. I don't care if they're gay, lesbian. I don't care if they're Muslim, if they're white, if they're black, if they're Christian, if they're Italian. Give me a compelling story. Give me something that I can resonate with. And this is where all the backlash for Miss Marvel really confuses me, because it's a coming of age tale about a teenage girl trying to find her place in the world. Stop looking between the lines and see it for what it is. Fact of the matter, and I'm saying that because look at this group. We have a beautiful orientation of different people talking about the same thing. Comic books, movies, all this great stuff that we're seeing is for everyone. And you know what? I'm excited for all this, because I'm just that idiot who will say, honey, it's Friday night. Let's go see a Marvel movie. And I mean, that's one of the wonderful things. Like, unfortunately, I can't travel as much as everybody because I'm still walking towards remission and I'm getting there. But, you know, when you want to have a nice Friday night, you head over to Chili's, you have your fajitas, I'll order the 2 for $25. You know what I'm talking about because I know you're watching. And you go see a Marvel movie and you have a good time, and you come home and then you're laying in bed and you talk about it and you're happy, and it's something that connects you and bonds you in a fun way. And it was, you know, I mean this, it's one of the first things I really bonded with my wife about. I think the first movie we ever saw in the theaters together was Age of Ultron. We had a really good time. It was fun. It's great. But I'm going to get off my soapbox now. If you don't like people who actually like people for the sake of liking people because people are awesome, get the fuck off this channel. Goodbye.
Can I just make one comment before we move on?
Of course.
So I agree with all of that. Like especially representation, like it 1,000% matters. And I know that some people argue against it, and I think they're just being ridiculous.
And they can blow.
It does. Yeah. And it does matter. There are plot lines I do want them to continue on that they've done in shows. For example, Isaiah Bradley, I thought showing him on the show was
Brigade
amazing.
Rules.
And even him just talking about it, like, oh, like, yeah, nobody acknowledged me as Captain America. Like, that was like heavy shit, like on TV.
And it was a well-derived storyline. Right.
But the problem that I have is that a show like that with those moments that are actually good don't get the most views. It's the comedic stuff that somehow keeps getting the views. And I just don't want them to take like a New World Order and try to be like Deadpool about it. And also they keep killing too many villains that are great. And like, even with the Hydra thing, like I would love if the Hydra storyline was still going, but they kind of like nerfed it. And then the Flag Smasher stuff, that would have been great to continue as like somebody
Flag
going.
Smashers was great.
Yeah, kill her off. Like they could just kill too many really good villains off. That's where I just get nervous. Like I love.
Think we're gonna see more of it though, and I mean again,
I hope
just
so.
Remember, like in comics, nobody's ever really dead. Like I say this all the time
Yeah.
about Black Panther.
Yeah.
Killmonger. Killmonger is not dead. He'll be back.
Well, I mean, they brought him back in What If, so.
Exactly. Thanos isn't dead either. Okay. So we all have that one movie that I'm going to speak for Brent. I think he's excited for everything. Since Denver, the Last Dinosaur, is taking his spot for a second there. I think that was good. Jose, anything else you want to add and freeze on? You got to unmute your mic, dude.
It's either audio or video, but never at the same time.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, so let's move on to our first trailer discussion of the night. We got a couple more points, guys, and then we're gonna go to our first break of the night. As you guys know, we do 5, 7, 12,000 breaks regularly in a regular stream. This show is broken out to be 3 set breaks. We're gonna finish our discussion on Marvel, then we're gonna go into DC. We might break after DC, we might not. I know Brent's only with us for the first part of the show, but let's talk about that She-Hulk trailer. Spandex, your best friend, was the funny line that came away from that. The big exciting thing was we found out who the villain for the show was going to be, and it's going to be Abomination. It looks like.
I disagree.
Really, the superhuman law firm, and Mark Ruffalo reprising his role as Hulk to teach his cousin Jennifer how to be a Hulk. Let's get into it. Steve, you've already opened your mouth. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. They owe Adult Swim a paycheck because Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, is the only attorney of law that I will acknowledge on a public forum. Yes.
Dan's got his microphone off, but he's over there acting like a Patriots fan drunk at a game. Tom Brady's the best fella.
I'm so happy
Brady.
he had his microphone muted for that.
Yeah, guy, Tom Brady. I drank 7 Bud Lights for $38 a piece.
Oh, you know that guy too?
Yeah,
that's me.
So She-Hulk.
So I think Abomination is not a main villain. I think he's just going to be one of the many villains that she has to either defend or prosecute against. I think they'll take that Harvey Birdman every episode as a different court case. If they don't do that, missed opportunity, because I think most of the fans want to see her defend people like Frogman and like obscure villains and stuff like that.
Give us Frogman.
Yeah.
Well,
but
if you follow Sonny Plays with Toys on Instagram, he is a big proponent for the hood.
Oh
So,
yeah.
I got to talk about this for a second, and I'm gonna see if I can find it. But Sonny Plays with Toys on Instagram. He has literally pushed for the hood to get Figure of the Year a couple years ago, and he also like really pushes that the hood should be in everything. So I think if we don't get an episode with the hood, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah. No, and I think that show deserves to be very comedic, but because everything has been comedic, I'm like over it. So that's my initial thought of the show.
I mean, I like the idea, young girl figuring out that she has powers. I mean, she's kind of, what I saw of it and what I thought was fun about it I love the show because of my wife. Kind of feels like Sex in the City meets Marvel. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything bad about that. I think, it's a different direction for the She-Hulk. They're making her that independent, powerful woman, and it's going to be fun. I giggled a lot during that trailer. Really enjoyed that trailer. Brent's back. Did you watch the She-Hulk trailer, Brent?
I did.
What'd you think?
I loved it. I can't
Yeah.
wait. I love her. She's been in something else too.
I forget the girl who's playing her, but yeah, she does look very familiar.
Yeah. Sam was telling me, my podcast partner was telling me she's been in something else. So I can't wait to see her. Actually, that was one of the things I saw down in San Diego. Somebody dressed as her passing out flyers for the show. So
Oh, lovely.
that'll be badass. That'll also be, she's going to make a great Fig too.
Oh yeah, that new Fig is fantastic.
I'm sorry I keep popping in and out. I've got to let people in the back of the thing. They're doing production back.
That's what happens when you have San Diego Comic-Con exclusives 2 days after the show.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in the chat, Raul, thank you. It's Tatiana Massaline from Orphan Black. Okay. So
that's
cool.
it. Yeah.
There we go.
And Parks
Jose,
and Rec.
Freeze up on us and tell us what you think.
I'm going to be as quick as possible if I can. The face, am I still getting an uncanny valley from the face? Everything else looks great. It's just the face.
Yeah, the face is off.
It's still off, right? It's still off. And at first, when we saw the first trailer, I was hoping they were still working on it. I'm not sure that's the case anymore.
They said they were like, oh, it's too challenging.
Really?
So they're like, you're going to have to deal with it.
I can get past it, but it's hard to not notice it.
Yeah, the CGI in the first trailer was a little difficult, but I have faith. They have changed things on us last minute before something was about to come out and made it better. I have faith that Marvel will do us right. Congratulations, Jose, you didn't freeze.
Thank you.
And he remembered to unmute.
Right as he did that, he freezes. What the shit?
Yo, the algorithm knows all.
Wait,
So, I just want to say one thing I forgot to say before during my soapbox moment. Brent, you were showing off some random things as we were airing. If you want to show off the Thunder Tank, we won't be upset at you for doing so.
If I had it here, shit. If it would fit in the room, there's no more room for that.
It wouldn't fit in screen
thing
either.
It's like this big, dude. It's huge.
Yeah,
I've
huge.
seen it. Smalls, what'd you think of the She-Hulk trailer?
I honestly really liked it. I don't know a whole lot about She-Hulk as a character. Like I said, I'm sort of just getting back into the whole idea of everything. But I'm really excited to see where it goes and how it plays out.
Dan?
That's my whole bit.
I mean, it's definitely. Go ahead.
That show starts next month, right?
Yes.
She-Hulk. Yeah. Cool.
I'm interested to see where this goes with it. It looks kind of like what they've done with other couple shows in the past, like WandaVision, stuff like that, almost where they're trying to make it a
they're
little bit more
cousins,
comedic.
remember.
Cousins, whatever, but like
This
I wasn't
isn't Alabama,
trying.
Dan.
I wasn't going that way. All I was mentioning is the fact of where it's like a duo. Duo. How about that? That's a better word. Duo.
Sweet home Alabama.
Any state that has Nick Saban as the highest state employee, you got problems. But you have. It's great to have Mark Ruffalo back. I think he's going to be able to get viewers automatically to the series, like myself and others.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's a smart move by Marvel and Disney to bring him in to kind of bring a recognizable name, so that way they can gain viewers to it. It'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting. I'm glad they brought him back, though. Yeah, the renders look kind of weird, but I think they'll be able to figure it out.
Okay. Hopefully. Okay. So last trailer we're going to talk about, I'm going to just really quickly touch on Marvel Zombies. We know that Marvel Zombies is coming to Disney Plus, and we'll have the gore and splatter that you'd want from a zombie show. Now we're going to talk about this, and we're going to real quick, we're just going to go right across me, Smalls, Dan, Brent, Steve. Pass or fail on Marvel Zombies getting a show? I say fail.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't even know this was a thing until like a half hour ago because I completely missed it, but I'm down for zombies pretty much anything. So there you go.
Dan?
Well, I think if this was, if Disney Plus was a thing like 10 years ago, I think they'd be right on.
Yeah.
But I think that zombies as a genre has been kind of played out. I think you can thank the last few seasons of The Walking Dead that really has kind of made everybody kind of dead. No question.
Yeah, shout out to Anthony Simo for ruining that show for me in season 4.
So
Fuck you,
it just,
Anthony.
they kind of just, I feel like the last couple of seasons, they kind of killed and I think the abundance of movies and media that they've released, I just think it's going to be a miss.
Okay. Brent?
Well, I'm always down for a good zombie story, but I think The Walking Dead, I think is kind of, I think the world caught up with The Walking Dead and kind of became The Walking Dead. So that kind of like, took away the shock value for those kind of things. So, but I'm down for anything. I'll give anything a shot. I don't think it's going to be the biggest thing of all.
No.
But I mean, they're firing at all. All systems are go with this Disney Plus thing and Marvel, and so sure, why not? Why not?
Okay.
Give me some people.
Quick update. We lost Jose to a dead laptop.
Maybe
he will be back in Act 2. We'll bring him back in. Steve.
Just a zombie.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve, what do you think?
I was gonna say I might be the contrarian here. I give it a pass only because the zombies episode of What If I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was, but I don't need 7 episodes of it. I need 1.
Oh, I agree. But I'm willing. That's one where I'm like, all right, you know what? Give it. Why at this point? Why not?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and last but not least for this first segment of the show, we're going to go over something very near and dear to me, something that has compelled me to be a better human being, and that's Chadwick Boseman and Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I loved the small tribute to him, kind of how they did with Spider-Man Far From Home with, the painting. I cried a lot during that trailer. I'm gonna be real. I cried during that trailer. For those of you who know my story, know that I've been through colon cancer as well. Lesser stage than Chad, but I carry a Black Panther card in my wallet at all times. Chadwick Boseman is one of my heroes, and I know that probably sounds weird to say because we're about the same age. Chadwick Boseman was 43 when he died. I'm 40. But, you know, seeing what Chad went through as he went through colon cancer and he filmed Civil War, he filmed 27, he filmed that movie about the New York bridges, he filmed Infinity War, he filmed Endgame. He did all this stuff while going through chemo, yet I couldn't get out of bed for 3 or 4 days after chemo. It really touched me in a way that a lot of things never will in my life. And guys, I say this in all honesty. I hope you never have to see the struggle or the pain that I went through, because fucking colon cancer, man, sucks. Fuck. But I'm excited about this. I think it's a beautiful tribute to his legacy. Marvel, if you are listening, please do something to where you work with the Colon Cancer Foundation, the Colorectal Cancer Alliance, the American Cancer Society. Please, if you're going to have tributes to Chadwick Boseman in this movie, please do something that benefits the charities that he cared about. That's all I ask as a survivor. Please.
I think you'll find, Billy, that a lot of people look up to you the way that you look up to him in a lot of the same ways. And I applaud you for going through everything that he's a real superhero, and so are you.
Thank you. I'm just a guy trying to make a difference in the world because of the experience I've had. And I'm sorry that you had to see that pain, and I hope that none of us ever have to go through it. And I hope that they can find ways to ease the pain of people that do have to go through it. So yes, you're right. Many tributes can be done. I will say this truthfully. That guy on the far end in the sunglasses, I'm glad it wasn't him. I'm glad it wasn't the guy sitting next to him. I'm glad it wasn't you guys. And I said this 25 minutes after I got diagnosed, babbling like a child. I'm so glad it was not my wife. I'm so glad it was not my kid. And my kid is a pain in my ass, but thank God it wasn't either one of them. You know, I would rather take that brunt again than either one of them ever deal with this again. Yeah. You know, thankfully I probably won't have to, but that trailer hit me a lot harder than it's going to hit most people. And as you guys see, there's blue all around me, and there's blue for a reason. And if you don't know, it's because it's the color of colon cancer awareness. Yeah. And that will always be a thing with me. But let's get back to Chadwick Boseman, not me. This show is not about me. It's about San Diego Comic-Con. What did you guys think of the trailer?
It was great.
Great.
I was kind of surprised that it came out, to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting that kind of thing. But yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like top to bottom. Holy shit. How do you come back for that trailer?
It wasn't a Marvel trailer. Like I watched that trailer and I was like, I forgot this was a Disney Marvel property.
Honestly,
that trailer was hard.
Yeah, that trailer went 100 miles an hour. That trailer was just fantastic. I think one of the things I loved about it most was our first look at Neymar. So toyetic, so awesome, so cool. The trailer was powerful. I think the underwater burst scene was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Like, wow. Like, I said that to my wife. I was like, this is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. And Dan's just over here silent, waiting to say something, so I'm going to shut up.
There's not much. There's not much to say. I mean, there's going to be always. Of course, there are people complaining, as there always are. Yeah, pretty much.
There's a right way to complain, and there's a wrong way to complain. The wrong way to complain is to actually pick apart something that you don't like and explain why you don't like it. Right. And then there are other people who are just like, "Stop using Chadwick Boseman."
Well, I think that. He should be recognized as a hero. He should be recognized as someone, as a real life superhero, in my opinion, only because of the fact that, that Black Panther now is forever a symbol. Not only is he a comic book hero, but he's a symbol, I think, for the fight against not only colon cancer, but cancer in general, because of the fact that of the sacrifice that he made. And
amazing
performance that he was able to make as well. Yeah. I mean, that first Black Panther movie was nominated for an Academy Award. That's how powerful and meaningful it was to be.
Deserved. Yeah. Well deserved, too.
So he should, I think, not only deserve the respect, but also deserve, I think, that dignity. Like, as far as promotional, I'd love to see him get, like, a stamp from the U.S. Postal Service, and then all the proceeds go to colon cancer. I think that would be a tremendous promotion. I think not only for and be able to get funding for colon cancer research, but also the fact that he deserves it. I feel like
Right.
that if you're talking about like Marilyn Monroe, the echelon, he's going to go down as, I think, not bigger than a pop culture icon, because of the fact that he's representing now an entire, not only survivors, but people also that have passed away from this terrible disease.
Correct.
Cancer is fucking awful.
Guys,
It has the worst.
Listen to everything Dan just said and understand that we've seen it in our family many times. With me, with our mother, with a lot. I'm just going to get on my high horse for a minute here and remind you guys that any donations, bits, subs, anything that you guys do donate, 20% of our monthly take does go to the Colon Cancer Foundation of White Plains, New York. 1 in 22 people under the age of 50 or under the age of 45 now will suffer from this terrible disease. 1 in 16 women and 1 in 14 of African American descent, which is frightening how common colon cancer is. So please do yourselves a favor. Go over to the Colon Cancer Foundation's website, coloncancerfoundation.org. Educate yourself. Understand what this disease is and why it's so terrible and what I went through. Not because I need you to feel bad for me, but what I need you to understand is what I went through so you don't have to go through it. Speak to your doctors. Talk about it. Back to the trailer for a second here. I think that was the trailer of the weekend, guys. I don't think there's anything that we can say. No comparison. It was beautiful. It was cultural. It was touching. And man, I don't have anything else to say on that note except for we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, more of San Diego Comic-Con. Strap in. We're not done yet. We're going to talk about next. We're going to talk about Masters of the Universe Revelations. We're going to talk about Halloween Ends, Vince McMahon, the Black Adam trailer, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, a few other things that may be coming and going here on the Brand Show. We went a little longer than I expected, but stay tuned. We will be back at 9:35 for those of you on the East Coast, 6:35 for those of you on the West Coast. Hang tight. We'll be back with you in just a minute. guys, welcome back to the Brand Show. Thanks for tuning in. If you're still with us, we love that you're here. Thanks for being here. My name is Billy Nichols. Call me the Brand. Right next to me, that's Chris Smalls, a.k.a. the internet's favorite dad, Papa Smalls. Below me is my brother from another mother, the 16-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the Nature Boy himself, Dan Burke. And right next to him is the proprietor of self-marketing, great shows, long-term storytelling and building, and the Shaka Bra, Steve Archer himself. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. I want to thank Hobbies with Jose and Brent St. James from Super 7 and Where the Toys Are for being here for the first part of our show. Jose wanted me to apologize. His internet is just being an asshole. And Brent had to go close up Super 7. But if you guys need anything from Super 7, let me know in the chat. I'll get you hooked up. Tonight's show is brought to you by our sponsors, Extreme Sets, where you can save 15% with the code The Brand at extreme-sets.com for all your figure photography needs, and by Miracle Fruit Oil and their revolutionary Vita Brace, great for grip and dexterity for those of you out there who are photographers and like myself who are gamers. Also fantastic products to help your hair and nail growth. Use code Billy, save $10 on your entire purchase at miraclefruitoil.com. That's why my beard looks so good. Miracle Fruit Oil, trust me, it works. Anyway, let's get right back into it, guys. We went long with our first segment, so we're not going to talk about The Walking Dead. Not that anybody really gives a fuck about The Walking Dead anyway. Walking Dead. Everybody spoiled it. Anyway, so crack open.
It's funny. Sorry, real quick. I pretended to like that show for longer than I should have just because of a girl one time. And I regret that decision.
You know what?
My
insulting The Walking Dead off camera fucked up my Usagi Yojimbo box because I backed right up into it. Oh, well, it's going to get opened anyway, so I don't give a shit. Like the shirt says, buy them mint on card, collect them all, open them up, and let them breathe.
I love that.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't know what MOC meant until just
mint
now.
On card, baby. Mint on card. See, Dan's a mint on card collector, and I'm not, but let's get right back into it. I'm going to talk about it really quick because, honestly, I didn't like the first movie, so I don't really care about the second one. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, don't give a fuck.
I'll give my 2 seconds on it. It's similar to Punisher, which may not mean a lot to you, Chris, because you've not seen every Marvel thing. But Punisher season 2 came out after they announced that the Netflix universe was done. Mm-hmm. So Shazam is in the same note to me because they acknowledge Snyderverse is done. But yet here's another movie. So I'm like, oh,
well.
Whatever.
Yeah, let's talk about DC overall instead of going into this in like 17 different facets. First of all, Jim Lee, you are the biggest fucking idiot in the history of the universe to end the Snyderverse because your fans are obsessed with Scott Snyder's filmmaking, and here you are laying a wet fart in a dry room.
Zack Snyder.
Or what did I say?
Scott.
Oh, I'm thinking of Scott Snyder, the writer for DC. Womp womp. Anyway, I'm you know what? I love The Rock, so that's the only reason why I'm going to talk about this. But I'm sorry, DC, you have officially lost me. You lost me after you screwed David Ayer's movie. Warner Brothers lost me, and we found out in episode 1 that Warner Brothers legitimately screwed TMNT 07, and it was a completely different movie. Now, guys, we're going to talk about that later. Now, as we all know, Kevin Monroe, a friend of the show, shout out. I know he's watching. Hello, Kevin. Good to see you. We love you. We are going to be doing a screening of the Monroe Cut in black and white for donation as a sub only and donation only charitable event sometime in the near future. That's my big San Diego Comic-Con reveal for you guys. So for those of you who wanted to see the Monroe Cut of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it is going to happen. That's a big one for you right there. So Warner Brothers once again drops the ball as usual because Warner Brothers doesn't know how to... Okay, they didn't drop the ball with multiverses. Multiverses is great, but with the DC universe, it's a wet fart in a dry church.
I don't know where that saying comes from, but I'm going to use it daily.
Wet fart in a dry church? Yeah.
Can I just point out this is the same company or parent company that's responsible for Batman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Superman the Animated Series, Teen Titans, the DC Animated Universe. All Fire shows and properties is the same company responsible for this, because I guess we're not cursing here. Baloney.
Oh no, we can curse. I swear all the time.
Okay. responsible for this shit.
Yeah, this is bullshit. It's 2022, and all we ask for is more of the same good stuff. Batman the Animated Series is the definitive animated cartoon. Let's be realistic. Now, the one thing that DC did get right this weekend, and then I'm going to shit on the fans because they deserve this, is the Black Adam trailer was fantastic. Uh-oh.
And we just lost Steve.
Wait. Hold on. I'm going to give you a countdown. 24 seconds.
Essentially that movie will be terrible because of The Rock. Because The Rock does not lose in his movies. The Rock is done with any type of I'm getting beat up. I do not have the upper hand. So unless they can control him, this movie will fail. Also, he needs to be in the sequel to Shazam, and because he's not the main villain of the sequel, that's also a waste opportunity. F The Rock. I'm saying it.
No. We're not saying fuck The Rock. Rock 2024, but that's
no.
The
if
point.
The Rock, if Rundown and Walking Tall Rock wants to come back to Hollywood, I'm all for it. But current Rock, I'm done.
I hate you so much right now. Hey, I see, speaking of which, I see some figures that you added to your collection. When do you want to go toy hunting again, Dick? Love you. I love you so much. Okay, fine. This is Billy 0, Steve 1. Smalls, what do you got to say?
I'm all here for it just because I think The Rock is just fucking awesome. That's my take on it. I don't follow DC nearly as much as I follow Marvel, but I'm just excited to see it because I know it's been so hyped up and it's finally kind of coming to fruition. Steve, you're just objectively wrong.
Here's the thing.
That's coming from someone who is completely unbiased to anything superhero movies.
Fair. I just want to make.
If he comes out singing "You're Welcome," it's automatically winning an Oscar.
I just. All right. Here's the thing. I just want to point out one thing. This movie this isn't a spoiler, I don't think, but it's a prequel movie. So
yeah, it's the origin of Black Adam. It's gonna be awesome.
At some point, he needs to lose to somehow justify him coming back after these Shazam movies, after Justice League. And The Rock, I think, is so into himself. I don't think he can let himself lose, nor do I think, though, that he will allow himself to be full heel. He's got to be full heel Rock on this one.
I mean, did you not see the corporate champion Rock in the 90s?
Yeah.
Did you not see Jungle Cruise?
Yeah, dude. Rock was the heel in Jungle Cruise, man.
We'll see.
All right. Now, with that being said, The Rock's going to come in because of that hot take, and he's going to be like, I have creative control. That's a no from me, brother.
The only way he's going to lose is if they bring in One Punch Man and then we get the crossover of the century.
Smalls with a hot take. There he is. Good morning, Chris Small. How are you?
Wait, why is the one person who's the wrestling podcaster not commenting on The Rock being
He's
Black
waiting
Adam
for a 20-minute window to speak.
All right, ready? Wait, hold on. Before we do that, allow me to play a sound clip and everybody be quiet, and I'll let you know when.
Thank you.
Had to give you a buffer intro for this one.
I completely understand his point of view on DC because of the fact that they're not sticking with the Snyderverse, which pisses me off immensely. Just because of the fact that we all saw the Snyder cut of Justice League.
And it was a
which
fucking
made it
masterpiece.
A superior cut.
Still haven't seen
All the wrongs were undid. It was a masterpiece.
Smalls, we'll watch it this weekend. Don't worry.
Ben Affleck, great Batman. Not continuing with him. Why? Why, I ask you? Why?
Because J-Lo just got the Infinity Gauntlet, dude.
Not true. Well,
I'm
she's
gonna
not there
keep my
yet.
Jokes to myself on that one.
She did pass Larry Bird, but she's not.
I've
she
never
passed Larry Bird for ring counts. She's tied with Joe Montana and Shaq. She's still 1 away from Kobe, 2 away from Michael Jordan, and 3 away from Tom Brady.
I've never clicked on somebody's. I've never typed somebody's name in Google before, and under spouses, it gives you 2 options, but has a more option.
Wow. I know. I think, I think Pamela Anderson's at like 6. I overheard that at one point. She's at like 6.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
sounds about
it's
right.
Pamela Anderson. She hasn't gotten a ring from me yet, so it doesn't count.
I don't think you want that smoke.
Oh.
Maybe
My name is Billy Nichols, and I want all the smoke. All the smoke. You don't know me yet. I'm the
figuratively and
ballsiest son of a
physically.
bitch. I am the ballsiest son of a bitch in the room. That is all you need to know.
The fact that
balls of
Steve's opinion
steel.
about The Rock though has been extremely accurate as far as movies are concerned.
But he's The Rock, man.
And I'm also in the category of as well where I feel like that there's just been too much of The Rock on film, too much of The Rock. Like he owns a goddamn football league. There is a rumor now, with considering the shakeups that is going on corporately in WWE, that The Rock could be in a position to buy the company soon. So this guy's literally trying to build
Hot
like
take.
an entire and it's not really a hot take. It's out there.
That's breaking, dude. That's not anything I've read anywhere. So holy shit.
It's
I
either
figured he would get over Triple H for creative.
No
The
way.
Rock.
Triple H
No,
is
I don't know
the
about
guy.
creative.
That's for another show.
That's true.
Guys,
Yeah,
make sure
that's
you tune
definitely
into a bunch of marks featuring Jason Bassett, Pretty Fake Collector Tia, and Dan Burke.
And Mazza Media on Thursdays,
And
8
Mazza
p.m. on
Media.
Facebook.
Yep.
And you can catch it later on YouTube. Mazza Media, MAZZA MEDIA.
I'm just saying.
All one word.
I think 9 p.m. is a better time. I'm just saying.
Why?
Because Hey Arthur at 8:15.
Oh, I forgot. We're in competition. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
That's
the
all right.
Thursday Night War.
The Thursday Night Wars. I was about to say it.
Thursday Night Wars.
Thursday
You know,
Night SmackDown.
the only thing we can say about Warner Brothers is this is also the same money that gives Tony Khan the ability to have his cocaine happen. So, I mean, there's all that on top of that. So there's just all that Warner Brothers has been doing now. And that's just what they've been doing with the DC universe. Because it's like, you'd have to be on coke to making some of these decisions.
Speaking
like,
of Tony
it's
Khan, now that
ridiculous.
you said that, I have a new sympathy for CM Punk after this past weekend, and we will talk about that privately.
Oh, yeah.
That was horrendous.
I heard.
What we were told was horrendous.
So I heard. And
Yep.
if you're bringing that to the table,
Nope. No, that's quiet. That's quiet. We will talk about that offline.
Anybody else in the chat upset that Daniel didn't come off mute and open up with, "My name is Daniel Burke"?
I wouldn't have done that though, like that, because
No,
to me
he would
that
have called himself Dan Burke, but
no.
But you were coming with
no.
a hot. You were gonna. You
That
were
was a
gonna.
hot
You were
fucking
coming in
take.
hot.
No, I wasn't
You
gonna
were
come
coming
in.
that was Paul Heyman hot, right?
Yeah.
there.
I wasn't
Coming
coming in.
hot.
I wasn't gonna come in completely hot just because of the fact, like, it's just. I agreed with a lot of Steve's points. He's made a hell of a lot of good points tonight, like just
Well,
on everything.
Steve
Not
makes
just
excellent points every day
Not
of the
just
week.
about The Rock. He's made excellent points. So it's like I feel, and also with Smalls, everybody on here, I've been just like amazed. I'm like, wow, everybody around here, I agree with.
You know what? And this is something that Smalls and I have worked very, very hard on to be able to.
Oh, except with you. There's
Yeah,
half the
fuck
time
you.
I don't agree with you.
You never.
Oh,
agree
same.
with me.
No, you're right. Because I'm just like, what the fuck? You come
I am
out with more hot takes than anyone.
I am the
Literally anyone.
I am the contrast of all contrast. That is my job. I am Ronin to Thanos. That is my job.
No, you're just a hot pocket of takes.
But hey, serious question then.
With the you're the ham and cheese hot pocket that's still cold in the middle.
I was
Like it's only
legit.
20% hot.
I legit unmuted to say he's cold on the inside. You son of a bitch.
But the thing is, if you go around, you might find one part that'll melt your mouth.
Yes.
Not in your hand.
If you're ever in my hand, I have a lot of questions I don't want answers to.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
Oh
Hot
God!
pocket.
All right, back on discussion.
Hot pockets.
I think we're all in agreement that DC's cinematic universe is fucking dead.
Oh yeah.
All right, so guys, if you have a hat on, please take your hat off. Someone play taps for me.
We are gathered here today
Today we are gathered here
to celebrate.
to celebrate the legacy of DC before it was purchased by Warner Brothers.
And
Warner
AT&T.
Brothers seems to fuck everything up. Fuck Warner Brothers.
And AT&T.
And AT&T.
And fuck Ezra Miller, you asshole. Stop fucking around. We want to see Flash because they were going to see Michael Keaton as Batman, and you're going to fuck it up for us because you're bullshit. Knock it off.
Well, we're not
Fucking
going to see.
asshole.
We're not going to see Ezra Miller as the Flash, but
No.
let's move on into something really cool.
God, I want that movie so bad.
Yeah,
I know.
we all do. Now, William Shatner this weekend was a big talking point of San Diego Comic-Con, and this is an interesting one. So first of all, he said fuck Star Wars, that Gene Roddenberry would also not like the new Star Trek because, well, everybody hates William Shatner's opinion because Shatner was hated by all his castmates. But also was announced... Sarcasm, Dan. Sarcasm. Anyway,
like
but
William Shatner.
Shatner is a 90-year-old savage. That's what he really is. Anyway, but the big piece about that, and this is very exciting for me. Well, first of all, season 3 of the animated cartoon for kids of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe was shown off. That was a great trailer. But also. Nothing about Masters of the Universe Revolution except for the fact that William Shatner is going to be in it, and I also I popped now that Dolph Lundgren finally got his "by the power of Grayskull" moment. I was so happy. That was fantastic. Really happy about that.
The definitive He-Man.
I think the Masters of the Universe movie is a lot better than everybody else thought it was.
They still enslave animals in this time.
Yeah, exactly. Great
movie.
Great line. Great movie.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for Masters of the Universe Revolution. We're gonna have a special on He-Man sometime in the future. I'm gonna bring in some of my friends that are huge He-Man fans. We're gonna do just a whole separate special episode on He-Man. All timelines. We're gonna talk Masters of the Universe. We're gonna talk Masters 2000X.
Better be talking Ghostbusters too.
Well, no, because when I was brought out to this birthday party, they were demanding He-Man. So
that was bullshit. That was bullshit. No one in 1989 was chanting for He-Man. No one.
Hello.
They were chanting for Ghostbusters. You were not. You were not. You moved on to something else at that point.
No, I didn't.
No one was talking about it. You were not chanting for He-Man in 1989. You just weren't. Sorry.
Howard Stern real quick.
Dan
what you want?
Dan is just an angry Ghostbusters fan and can't get over the fact that the Ghostbusters were
it's
not
bullshit.
Over. They were
it's
not
bullshit.
Over in 2. They booked themselves to lose in Act 1.
I've got balls of steel.
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable the amount of disrespect the Ghostbusters got in that party.
In their own
for that
movie!
little kid. For their own movie. They're getting booted at by He-Man fans in 1989.
Dan,
that didn't happen.
Okay,
Nowhere ever did that happen. Maybe the
dramatization?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's it.
Hey, what was the chant in that movie? He-Man, 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 He-Man. That's right. All right, so let's move on to the token topic of the night. This is the one that we've all been waiting to talk about. I'm so excited to talk about this.
Ooh, let the black guy in the chat. Yeah.
No. The music's playing in the back. The music's playing in the background. Chat can hear it. We can't hear it. But I just hit the Halloween button. Halloween ends. What a trailer. Like, this is a trailer I watched more than the other trailers. I studied this trailer. Like, I went to bed high as a kite having nightmares about this trailer. Like, panicking. So, chat, if you watched the Halloween Ends trailer, it was the best trailer of the weekend, if you ask my honest opinion. It was the perfect ending to what has been an excellent trilogy. It leaves a lot of questions. The story itself, there's a lot of red herring in this trailer, and I'm gonna go last. because I want everybody's opinion on this. And I'm going to start with the foremost psycho of Halloween in this chat. I'm going to start with Dan on this one.
I mean, I think the word we can describe it as quadrilogy, because we have to go back to 1978.
Okay, quadrilogy. Yes, we can use that word.
Yeah, I've heard it used before. Holy shit, I pronounced something correctly. Wow, I'm proud of myself. But you have the 1978 version, which completely broke the mold as far as slasher films and horror is done, into a complete, I mean, it was the largest grossing independent movie in movie history at that point.
Mm-hmm. Probably the greatest horror movie of all time, too.
Probably. I mean, in my opinion, it's top two. It's that and The Exorcist. And I think that came out in the 1970s. Both is incredible.
Christine right behind it, too, because it was John
Christine,
Carpenter.
Another masterpiece by Christine. I'm glad you watched it.
Oh, so good. So good.
So you have now everything that has been kind of built up for this. I mean, the bastardization of some of these sequels, which my brother decided to overpay for a fucking producer's cut of one of them. Why, I don't know. And now it's just the last one, the 2018 version. Then, of course, everything that happened with Halloween Kills, and now finally with Halloween Ends and the trailer for that. I still feel like that having them, Laurie and Michael, kind of face off in the trailer like they did, kind of probably should have been held off just a little point, just because of the fact that you want to make it, you're going to be building up to that for the whole film. I mean, even though people know what's going to happen, obviously, so it's like, well, if it's, might as well just give it to them anyways. I love the way it was done, though. And I think that it definitely, and from what I understand with the plot, it really is interesting how Laurie finally just decides she's going to start trying to live her life after 5 years. And then,
well, after 40 of Michael terrorizing her thoughts, PTSD, everything like that.
Right, but
yeah,
but considering the events that happened, again, if people didn't see it, sorry, but with the events that happened at the end of Halloween Kills, and now she finally moves on, and she's finally just trying to go out and live her life. Now an incident happens, and then all of a sudden things start to get brought up again.
Well, the thing about here, actually, let's do something for those folks who haven't seen this trailer yet. Hang on. Let's trailer. Right. What a fucking trailer. We had to show that.
Right.
And you know what? If I get the copyright strike on YouTube, I don't care.
I don't think you will for that. I mean, it's more of an advertisement.
Yeah, but what it was that was special about that trailer, and you know what, we're sitting here talking about it, and for those who didn't see that trailer, it was beautiful to show that trailer because of the flashbacks, because of the suspense it builds. Now, I have it on good authority, and I have a hot take to add to this. This is why I wanted you to go first. Cinema Anon leaked a lot of stuff. Now, how much of it I know is true, I don't, because I wasn't in either test screening. I will preface with that, but that apparent fight with Michael doesn't happen till Act 3. Laurie is not aware of Michael's resurgence. There's a babysitter who kills a kid we know. His name is Cody Covington, I think, or something like that. And we talk about how he's framed for killing a kid. And then you see that scene in the sewer. And right. we think that's him. We're not 100% sure, but this is going to be a definitive end. And I think the way it's going is going to be that Michael's going to come out of hiding because of what happened. That's me. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to say anything else. For those of you who are YouTube horror fans like I am, I highly suggest you guys check out Jimmy Champagne, CZ's World, and Zach Cherry. Zach Cherry hates all the new Halloween movies, but he's very intelligent about it. Smalls, I know you're not a horror fan, but I know you watched the trailer.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. That was my first time seeing the trailer. Like you said, I'm not a huge horror person. I've watched the first and I think the third Halloween with you.
Mm-hmm.
But that trailer was very reminiscent of the first one.
It's very suspenseful.
Again, very incredibly limited knowledge on my end, but it looks cool. I'm sure I'll see it at your house at some point, but I'm not going to be knocking down the doors to see it in theaters. But that's just me.
Oh, I can't wait for October 14th. Personally, I'm going to see that in theaters. Yeah, I wasn't going to show that trailer. I was hoping everybody watched it, but given that this was going to be a big talking point and the only horror talking point in this episode, I thought it would be relevant. Now, chat, if you saw anything in that trailer that was a red herring, I saw 1,000 things. The one big thing I noticed is when Michael opened the door, his left hand had all 5 fingers. So I'm not sure if that was something done where it was reversed from the cinematography, or it was something where that's an imposter Michael. A lot of things about the mask I noticed. I won't get into it here. I might do a deep dive in a side episode, but let's talk to the man himself, Mr. Intelligence, in the room tonight. Arch, what'd you think, man?
So I will say that you need to do a whole video on that with Lenny from For Those with Good Taste on YouTube. Shout out to him over there. He in the movie theater every Tuesday watching every movie that comes out. The only person I know with an AMC Stubs gold member whatever thing where he just has unlimited viewings of movies.
Well, Lenny just followed me on Twitter. Lenny, if you're watching, shout out, dude.
Yeah, well, I texted him and I was like, hey, we're talking about Halloween right now. Lenny actually, the last person I went to the theaters with before pandemic, pretty sure, and it was to see Halloween, the first one of the new series. And I loved it. I am not done watching part 2.
Kills?
Yep.
So good.
I got a spoiler in the chat there. I'm okay with it though.
Wait a minute. What was the spoiler that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father?
Yes.
Fuck, God damn it. Now
I won't
see it.
I won't say the spoiler in case somebody's listening and did not read the chat. However, I thought the trailer was good.
Wait, are you talking about what AZ Joe said?
Most likely.
Okay, well, what he said is not canon to the new timeline.
Okay, cool. I still won't say it just in case. But that being said, I liked the first one. I am enjoying the second one, aka Halloween the Snuff Film. I look forward to finishing 2 and then watching part 3 because I am enjoying them.
When you go to watch Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, come over.
Is that one of the original ones?
It's one of the original. It's amazing.
Oh,
that's the one I saw.
Yeah, it's the one with the masks.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. That's a good one. I love that one. I'm
not the biggest horror fan. I remember, and I mentioned it in the chat when Sal commented, I loved the Rob Zombie first one, although I can't remember it. Although the scene of him just walking forever, for some reason, was a very powerful scene to me. Because that's how much he wanted revenge or whatever.
Of course.
And
he's got good cardio.
He has really good cardio. That being said, great trailer. I watched it. I wish I could have appreciated it more. But even if you told me that's a new movie, not counting the first 2, I thought it was a great trailer, and I would go watch that movie if I liked going to the theater that much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till home release.
So you ready for a good laugh? I'll give you a good laugh about 2007 Rob Zombie.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I used to date somebody that was in that movie.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm not going to name names out of respect for them because I don't want people blowing them up being like, oh my God, you and Billy are friends.
It was Michael.
It was totally Taylor Mane. He's very handsome under that mask.
I have this weird fixation with Devil's Rejects.
Sorry.
I don't like a lot of the other movies, but for some odd reason, I really love that movie.
Movie sucked.
I'm not gonna lie, that actually there's a deep memory unlocked. I don't know why. I remember watching it in college and it stuck out in my mind as well.
Yeah, that was me with Scream in high school. It scared the shit out of me.
It wasn't even that it scared me.
No, it's not a scary movie at all.
This is so
it's
wildly.
It's dumb.
It's the fucking point. It's it's slapstick horror.
Well, I love the scene when he's killing the one guy in the desert and he's like, "There's no Jesus here. I'm the devil. I'm here to do the devil's work." I was like, that's a fucking badass line.
That's a bar.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, I would love to be beating the crap out of somebody and say that line. That'd be amazing.
House of a Thousand Corpses was solid as well, Carpe, but that movie is just a bad acid trip with a good soundtrack.
It really is. It's like I took too many. It's like I took too many edibles and a fat bald guy who voted for Trump is trying to murder me.
He
It's-
would have voted
yeah.
for Trump.
Yeah,
That
fuck
is
that
that
shit.
is you get lost at electric forest and you end up in the heavy metal tent.
Yeah, all right. Any last thoughts on Halloween Ends? I feel like Bert, when he went to the museum and he got to see the dinosaurs and Sesame Street goes to the museum there, just waiting to talk about that. That was my big talking point of the night. I'm so excited about it. I had to
that
write it down.
analogy.
Does anybody else just want to see Juggalos show up? I think that'd be great.
What? What does the Insane Clown Posse have to do with any of this?
I don't know. I just thought it'd be great.
Hatchets, man. Come on. Keep up, buddy.
Surprise,
This year's
motherfucker.
Gathering of the Juggalos is just a private screening of the movie before it comes out.
Whoop stab! All right, moving on. Not San Diego Comic-Con. Last one before we go into figures and exclusives. This is well, we got 2 more segments, but some good stuff. We're gonna talk a little bit about video games to end out the show. But Vince McMahon's retirement, surprise out of nowhere. Not really surprising considering he got blowjobs from half the locker room in the 2000s.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Was that a surprise to anybody?
No, but
No.
I mean, he's been separated from his wife for 20 some odd years, but the severity of this and an investigation from the SEC was the concerning part. As a wrestling fan, you know what? I love Mr. McMahon, the character, but you know, 9 out of 10 CEOs are scumbags. With Chris and I being co-CEOs of a bunch of nerds, being the obvious fucking number 10. But Jesus Christ, like it was a shocking thing. It was, you know, as someone who grew up a wrestling fan, it was upsetting because it's like, yeah, you know, people are scummy, but you never want to see anybody feel uncomfortable in a workplace, especially in a workplace that is extremely male dominated.
I feel like it's only proper that Dan round out this thought process. So I'll just go first as the casual wrestling fan. I am happy that Vince is gone because Vince, to me, as a casual, was the old man who just won't retire, that still thinks whatever from like 1970s cool. However, I will say, he has taken chances over the years, which I always will appreciate. Again, DX, the Attitude Era, he's involved in that. I also will acknowledge that even though he's retired, it's still Homegirl's dad. I am sure he still will have his hand in all the pots, no pun intended, and my segment.
I don't know about that. Stephanie's pretty fucking brilliant, to say the least, and I love Stephanie McMahon personally.
But it's still her dad though. Like he gets, because that happens all the time in corporate America. Or you know, I was talking to somebody. Sorry, I'm back on my soapbox. I was talking to somebody whose daughter is on the board of like some prestigious university, and a third party was like, "Yeah, the daughter's on the board. Didn't even go to the school, by the way." But the dad, who was on the board for like 60 years, he had to step down because he's like freaking old as hell. But still.
So his balls turned into dirt, basically?
Yes. But he essentially tells her what to vote for whenever votes come up. She's only there because he donates millions of dollars every year. So with Stephanie, yes, her and Triple H, I know on their own, of course, with the help of Freddie Prinze Jr., can make really great storylines. But I know Vince will still be somehow influential
Involved
in what happens.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I will chime in right after Steve on this one as someone who did not grow up watching wrestling, but casually observed it from a distance. Given all of the recent events with Vince McMahon, I kind of saw a retirement or a resignation, whatever you want to call it, coming, because it's how it typically goes with any sort of business or corporation. But I do think it will be just like Steve said. You know, I didn't take the SATs, but my family made a big donation to the college, so let me have a scholarship kind of thing. But I do feel like Vince will have some sort of influence indirectly through stuff. And Triple H, I've always admired just as a human being. Shout out to him. His birthday is also tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Triple H.
The only reason I know that is because he shares a birthday with my daughter.
Happy birthday, Hattie.
But I think that he is the right man for the job. I know I said The Rock, I feel, will probably try to throw his wallet at it.
I hope he does.
To get a chunk of it, if not own it. I mean, shit, he has the money for it and the influence, and people want it. But I kind of saw a retirement coming. But it's sad, it sucks, but it's also good. So that's my piece.
Absolutely.
Dan, I leave the floor to you because this is probably going to go for another 6 hours now.
I think it's bittersweet, and I've said it on my social media this past week. I've said that it's bittersweet only because of the fact that, yes, the man is, in my world, has always kind of been like Walt Disney. But at the same time, he needed to go. Creatively, he needed to go. It needed to happen a long time ago. Not probably a long time ago, but at the same time, new ideas needed to be structured. Apparently, the last couple of years for that creative team and the people that worked around him was not fun. A lot of stuff that has gone on recently in the company with the talent, as they have experienced, has been not fun. And now all of a sudden it's a giant morale booster with Triple H as the head of the creative department now. Also,
and the stock went up 20% today.
Amazingly. Like, the stock is doing better. Only because
and it went up on a Friday.
Yeah.
So it's continually going up.
It's just continually going up. This was the right, with the latest news that came out yesterday that he used company funds to pay for this stuff, number one, you have to be one of the dumbest human beings alive to do that. And I never thought I would have to say that about somebody, because business sense, that man was a genius. But now I look at it and I'm just like,
it's
holy
disgusting.
God, terrible mistake on so many parts, and just the fact of, too, that now legacy I look at and I'm just like, well, you're just going to throw that all away because, of course, in my opinion, he's still the greatest wrestling promoter of all time. There's no, and maybe even the greatest promoter of all time, considering the fact of the 40-year track record that he's had. Problem is now, is that with all these decisions lately that he has made in the last 5 years or so, he's pissed away his legacy. And I feel like now that they have his daughter and his son-in-law had to be able to build that company up. I do not feel like that he is going to have much of a creative sense or even that much of a factor into the company that everybody thinks that he still might. I feel like with the latest news and a lot of stuff that's been going on recently, it's just not going to happen. I could be wrong. He could be pulling strings from behind. He does hold 80% of the stock, but I feel like that they're going to get to a point now where they're just going to be like, you need to go, and also prepare for a sale. And if that's also going to affect their media contracts that are coming up next year,
USA,
which I mean, USA, and also with Fox, and they still have that Peacock deal too. I mean, this is a company that's making close to $750 million a year on their TV money alone. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's not including their video game rights with 2K. That 2K22 has sold very well, better than anything that they've done in the last couple of years. Mind you, 2K20 was a ball of shit, but still, I mean, they've been able to make a crap ton of money with the way 2K22 has been going. All these deals that they've been able to make. And I feel like now that with Triple H and the creative direction, they have Nick Khan in the CEO position with Stephanie McMahon, the company's only going to get better. I feel like creatively they're going to get better. I feel like they're going to get stronger now financially, and also keep networks more and more happy, because they're just going to be like, wow, I feel like they're going to go in a much better creative direction. And it was time for Vince, I think, to get out of there. It's unfortunate that it had to end this way, but at the same time, it was time for a regime change anyways. I'm glad it's happening. The circumstances blow. I feel terrible for the people that were involved, and the victims that are going to be coming out. I expect more news and stuff to get broken on this. It's only going to get worse, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you kind of figured it was happening, but you didn't want to believe it. It was one of those deals.
It's a major thing of denial, which really, you know, like, I'm a father and a husband before I am anything, and for me to defend Vince McMahon, you know, knowing what I know now, would be disrespectful. As much of an idiot as my child is, it would be disrespectful to her. It would be disrespectful to my wife, and those are two people I refuse to be disrespectful to. Tough love, sure. Sometimes a hard opinion, yes, but it's one of those things where if you stand up for what Vince McMahon does, you're a fucking scumbag. I mean, greatest the character, like with Ultimate Warrior and Ludwig Borga. I've said this many times. I'm able to separate the character from the person. If Tony Holm were still alive and in front of me, I'd throw a chair at his face and beat the snot out of him for what he said about Jewish people and what he tried to incite in Finland. I would slap the taste out of Vince McMahon's mouth for his utter disgusting behavior. Listen, you want to pay for sex? There's fucking prostitutes for this. It's legal in fucking Reno. God damn it.
It's a position of power. I mean,
and it's disgusting.
That's what he got off on. And it's terrible. It's terrible.
Horrendous.
It's horrendous that it ended up this way. You know, I'm trying to wrap my head around it at the same time. It's like, I'm not fucking surprised.
No, it's,
you know, I'm not surprised. Not even that. It's just the fact of just the mentality that guy has. The one thing that he doesn't have vices, you know, he doesn't drink, probably all that stuff.
Doesn't even eat pizza.
He doesn't even eat pizza,
no.
But that's his vice apparently. And it's like, can't you just have a fucking piece of pizza if that's what's going to take for you not to pull this shit?
Yeah.
Like, can't you just be normal on some occasions?
I'm gonna bring this up because 3 of the 4 of us are former Best Buy employees. Steve already knows where I'm going. 2 words: Brian Dunn. President of operations in New England in 2013 was found embezzling corporate funds. And flying his intern across the country on Best Buy's private jet. It was a disgusting situation, and it was enough for me to leave Best Buy.
I blocked that chain of emails out of my head. There was 46 emails in 1 hour one day. Dan, also, you guzzle soda like alcoholics drink fucking soda.
After that, it's only a 16-ouncer. God.
Tuesday night, you know what we're doing.
You know what we're doing.
Chugging Coke.
Smoking weed, drinking Coke. Drinking
Coke
beers.
Zero. It's not even like regular.
I mean,
Coke.
there is a really good song called "Snorting Whiskey and Drinking Cocaine," but that's a whole other video.
If Stevie Oaks is
Pantera?
No, surprisingly.
Okay,
that's a whole other video. I had thoughts on that
one. That's another video too. Stevie Oaks is probably in the chat. I've been huffing these all night. The sparkling ice things, coconut, pineapple, and lemon lime. They're so good. Yes, Smalls.
Sir, huffing water. That's called drowning. Just throwing that out there. You almost just broke a fucking $600 chair for a meme.
That might be the line of the night.
I would have gotten a new one for free, whatever.
Sir, huffing water is called drowning. 2 out of 10 would not recommend.
Okay. Moving on.
Actually, I just one thing. I will say the one good thing that will come out of this, my opinion, that's gonna screw everybody else up is people will come back to WWE because he's gone. And that will potentially screw up so many other places. And people that the WWE team maybe talks to but publicly couldn't talk to because of Vince will now be talking to them publicly, and they also will come back. So
all these Hall of Fame classes will just be loaded with people that he was like, "Hey, can't come back."
Because there's one thing that I understand in the industry I'm in at the moment. It's that WWE has a consistent fan base that consistently pays for stuff, and that is priceless. So even if they, worst case scenario, even if they lost Fox and USA, they have that fan base that still sells out arenas, that still shows up. They're good. They're good.
I don't think they're in danger of losing Fox or USA. I honestly think their numbers financially, they'll even do better after
they'll do way better.
I think
it's a publicity stunt in their eyes.
It's just the fact that it's going to do numbers for them because I think creatively now they're going to push to the envelope and they're going to be able to get viewers on them again. And I think they're going to be like, wow, this is great.
Yeah, it's more eyes on them to do what they want at that point.
Yeah, because I mean, Triple H, I feel like he's even said it. He said it in the talent meeting the other day. He's just like, I want this place to be fun again.
Yeah.
And that's immediately something where I hear that as a fan, and I'm just like, that's exactly what I want to hear.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, listen, speaking of fun, I have to add to this conversation, you know, the wrestling business is the healthiest it's been in a long time. Also, there's multiple toy lines, multiple things. I think, first of all, we're going to see the Forbidden Door go swinging wide open. But the one thing I just really wanted to say, because this is even more exciting news, my Zombie Sailor Toys pre-order just shipped. I'm
Man's
so excited.
checking the route app mid-broadcast.
No, I just got a thing that went off, and it was Billy. Your Heels and Faces pre-order has shipped. I'm so excited. I had to send Zombie a video of that too, because Zombie's my pal and I love him. Popski, where did you get? What did you get from them, Billy? I got Cardona, Myers, Jarrett, and Danhausen. So Cardona and Myers are on their way. Anyway, okay. Wrestling business is healthy. Tony Khan's an asshole. Vince McMahon's an asshole. What did you guys think of Tony Khan's tasteless tweet about how he's the longest running CEO in wrestling now? I thought that was a little bit tasteless.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm bowing out on this one because I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Okay. You don't need to.
I will go right after him because I also don't have the most knowledge, but I will say he went for shock value. Again, it keeps his name out there, but that's probably where it ends. After tomorrow, people won't even remember he did it. Because all it's going to take is one major signing, and then WWE's just gone.
WWE, call it.
Yeah, they're gone. And they're gone. WWE, at that point, once they start doing that shit, they're gone.
Well, they already took Cody Rhodes, but listen, I'm just gonna say this. I'm not gonna confirm who said this. I'm not gonna speak on who told me this. But some information from San Diego Comic-Con was also just handed to me about CM Punk and how CM Punk was in pain, extreme pain, the entire weekend at San Diego Comic-Con, walking around in a boot with a broken foot that he just had surgery on, was demanded by Tony Khan to be there. He looked like he didn't want to be there, and he was miserable because Tony Khan said he had to be there. And this came from an extremely, extremely deep and reliable source. So I'm just going to go on record and say it. Fuck Tony Khan.
Do you think? Sorry,
and
Dan,
me standing up for CM Punk is a big
go
thing.
right ahead, Steve.
Because it's going to be all you after this.
No, I understand.
But I think Tony Khan publicly, if you really want to ensure that AEW can hang in there, you step down, Young Bucks CEO Dunzo.
I'm with that. But they're not going to beat WWE.
No, but they'll last a little bit longer.
I think the biggest problem, you know, when I read that last week, I was really pissed off for a number of reasons. I have never really been the biggest fan of this company since they've started from the beginning.
This being who?
AEW. To me, I just feel like that it's run by a mark. He's not consistent with anything. You can't have guys be really hot for 6 months and then take them off TV for 6 months. You can't do it. Like, you have to keep them consistent because it's just, and I understand it's like, well, I got to give these guys time. No, when you got the guys going hot, you got to run them. And that's just how it is. I mean, they're already on a 1 day a week schedule as it is. They don't work fucking house shows.
Nope.
And the problem that I have is the biggest issue that I have is it's just like their fans think it's the greatest thing on God's green earth. And they chase away the casual wrestling fan because The casuals don't want to watch it. They'd rather watch WWE because they're not going to get ridiculed and called everything from God knows what online or anything like that. If they even ask a simple question, like even if they just want to know something, they throw a comment online. It's just like, you should know. It's like, listen, wrestling doesn't need a fucking backstory. We're not talking about a goddamn anime here. It's pro wrestling. It's simple. You don't need to have like a lot of these long-term storytelling ideas that he has. It's just, it doesn't work for week-to-week television. It just doesn't. You can't do that anymore. And you have to be able to do something in a senseful manner. And also with quarterly pay-per-views, it hurts you. There's just things that he does that I just, to me, rub the wrong way. I think a lot of talent now are going to start shifting over to WWE. That Triple H is in charge. A lot of those guys that signed with AEW in the last year, probably 9 months or so, the Undisputed Era especially, they're probably kicking themselves in the ass right now. Like, why did we just leave? Why are we here? Why did we blow it up there? And I think a lot of those guys, they'll probably ask for a release down the line and probably go back. Only because he's going to have to get to a point, especially if that video game does not do well, they're going to get to a point where they're in serious trouble because he's putting all this money into it, and I don't think he's gained anything back. I've heard he lost in the ballpark of $20 to $30 million last year in AEW.
Tony Khan is not a sensible businessman. I mean, he runs the Jacksonville Jaguars with his father.
Exactly.
Enough said.
Exactly.
But
there's extra money. I will say there's extra money around. Sorry, there's like somebody like that who has. It's like us, right? We all YouTube and we all content create,
right?
But we also use a lot of our other main job funds to do this.
Yes.
He's dangerous because of that, because he can run that company and partially dip into the Jaguar fund when he needs to because he has that paycheck.
No, he doesn't.
That's true.
He's bringing in $30 million a year in TV deals, and that $30 million is going out between 9 wrestlers.
Yeah, but he doesn't mean he doesn't cut checks. It doesn't mean he doesn't like. I'll bring in something that I hold passionate, like UFC. Like Dana cuts under table checks all the time. So like it's one of those where like the TV money doesn't necessarily have to make sense as long as the person cutting the check still has sources of revenue coming in.
I don't think they really have a media presence really at all. I mean, I look at Google Trends all the time.
AEW?
Those guys, yeah. And
no.
It's always a WWE. It's always them.
For sure.
The only ones that ever pop up are ones that were in WWE in like the last 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Or guys that people consider like icons, like CM Punk.
Yeah.
And, you know, when CM Punk went last year, that was one of the biggest stories to come out of the industry in the last 5 or 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was huge. Everybody was talking about it. It did tremendous online. But the problem is, once again, he didn't follow up with it. He didn't do what I feel like enough to kind of make it a bigger deal that it should have been. And that's part of the problem.
I'm going to just be a moderator for 30 seconds.
Okay.
For the wrestling marks in the room. 10 years from now, we're looking back at this podcast. Will we say Eric Bischoff was the worst promoter or Tony Khan was the worst promoter?
Tony Khan.
Tony Khan.
Interesting. All right.
You know why? And this is the one statement that I'm going to make. The NWO happened in 1996. I still see people wearing NWO shirts to this day. And on top of that, I still get complimented on people wearing NWO shirts.
Facts.
And that's staying power. That also means that you touch something pop culture wise that people still love and appreciate. I still love and appreciate the hell out of it too, because it was one of the greatest times in professional wrestling history.
Listen, everybody talks about competition. WCW was the only legitimate competition that ever came near WWE. 83 weeks. End of story. Find me 1 week where Raw got beat by Dynamite. Oh wait, you can't.
You know, and I appreciate the talent that has been all gung ho about them, and I appreciate that. But you know, I mean, this guy makes Dixie Carter look competent.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a lot to say, too.
Wait, sorry. I have last question, I swear.
Steve, I appreciate it. Like it. Don't worry.
So, with all this stuff coming out about Tony Khan in the last couple months, does this help push what's his face that wears the the Jewish guy from Long Island that wears the Burberry stuff? Like,
MJF?
Does that make the MJF pipe bomb way better now? Like, was that potentially even more real because of people hating Tony Khan now?
He's blown that.
Well, Bassett's having a meltdown in the chat because we all hate AEW.
He's blown that so much.
He's like,
no,
he just hates that we're talking shit about Tony Khan.
I understand Bassett. I understand. Look,
I get it. There's a lot of great talent in that company, but the guy's booking action figures. He's like,
I get it.
He makes good action figures, though.
No, he
I
doesn't
get
make
it
good
completely.
action figures.
He does not make. Some of them are good.
But
some of them are very good.
He goes to his shelf and he goes, okay, so tonight Lance Archer is going to fight Hangman Page.
They've been peg warming hard, though. I mean, 2 years ago, I couldn't get these fucking things.
Yeah.
Now they're peg warming.
They're
everywhere I go,
everywhere.
they're there. They're very easy to find now.
That's a great point.
It's
also,
just
MJF is not a work chat, for the record.
I know, and you know what? The thing about I don't think. I think it was a work shoot. I honestly think he been number one to do that in front of the networks. The network, because it was in Los Angeles, the network representatives were there because they just went through a merger with Discovery.
Right.
And the former CEO and head of HGTV is now the head of TBS and TNT. It's a woman. Not saying that that's bad or anything, so don't think that I'm being sexist. But she's run HGTV, and now she's running TBS TNT, and the first show that she went to
was AEW in LA.
And it was MJF going out there and saying,
"You
calling
Mark, fire me."
The executive that you have to deal with for a negotiation for a contract, calling him a fucking mark and asking him to fire him. And that, I think, was the part that kind of went to a shoot. The guy wants out of his contract.
He hates it.
He does. He hates being there. A lot of guys have gotten to that. I mean, the fact is that he was one of the highest rated segments on the show. He should be getting paid a lot more money than he is. He should have got a bump at least a year ago, even when they brought in CM Punk and all these guys. Because, let's face it, their ratings haven't done anything. They've plateaued. They have not done anything. And I understand why people like Bassett defend it. I get it. The wrestling in it.
It's counterculture, and that's what's good about AEW is that counterculture.
Bell to bell, they're fantastic. Bell to bell, there are some great matches on that I cannot take away from it.
Darby and Brody King the other night, for example.
That was really good.
Fantastic.
They have they've had some of the best matches in pro wrestling in the last 3 or 4 years.
Then you've got that wet fart in a dry church that we call the exploding barbed wire death match.
You got the exploding barbed wire death match.
And then you have Eddie Kingston throwing elbows and missing Chris Jericho by 1.5 feet, and then Jericho selling it.
The barbed wire match. You have the every week or two, this guy's got to have a gimmick.
Yeah,
it's like
like I said, he takes figures off his shelf and books. That's how he does it.
Exactly. And it's just, I feel like that at the end of the day, they're going to be a footnote. And they're going to be a footnote in pro wrestling history.
You mean like XPW or like?
No, because you know what?
They'll be bigger than that.
Wait, what was
XPW had better production though.
What was Herb Abrams fed?
UWF.
UWF, yeah, bigger than UWF.
I don't know if I'm going to go to that level because the booking in that was just atrocious. They never had a finish at all. It was always like a double count out or a disqualification because nobody wanted to do any fucking jobs.
But here's the other problem is every AEW match there's a run in.
I mean, that's part of the problem. They always got to have there are so many problems to count. That I could do literally a 3-hour podcast on just this subject alone.
Wait. Bassett just asked if he's taking crazy pills. No, you're just looking at this show through rose-colored glasses.
No, I don't think he's I think the problem is that they were just WWE and their booking for a lot of people. It chased a lot of people away. I'll be the first one to admit it. There were a lot of people that just said, "Fuck this, I'm out."
I don't disagree.
I think that was a lot of the biggest problem with Vince in the last few years, other than what else was going on behind the scenes. But creatively, they were in a state of flux and creatively bankrupt for quite a long time.
Dan, Bassett goes, XPW had better production values than AEW. Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. I'm not lying. I've seen some of the quality of their DVDs. I mean, holy shit.
They're fucking fantastic.
Especially Lizzie Borden. But besides the point,
wait a minute, I can finally hit the Pornhub button.
You know, like it's one of the greatest. Look at
he's been waiting for that all night.
I love, like, they are trash. A lot of it is trash, but still at the same time, there is a lot of trash that I'll just gobble up. And XPW is just one of them.
XPW is one of them.
They are more watchable, they have more rewatch value than AEW, in my opinion. I mean, even old ECW, it's the same thing. And I'm sure that Bassett's going to think I'm an insane person.
Bassett's having a meltdown. He says, talk about rose-colored glasses. You have them.
Don't understand, but I understand, but I've defended Bassett too. I've sat here and I've said, I understand why people are disenfranchised with WWE in a creative process. But also at the same time, it's like,
you'll all be back.
You're all going to come back. Bassett even told me, I still remember we went to TakeOver 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago now.
Yep.
And it was in Bridgeport, and he was just like, I'm done after this. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you're going to be back. We always come back. How many times I said if they ever ended the Undertaker streak, I'm done. I said that wholeheartedly on several occasions to people. Guess what? It's been 8 years. I'm still going.
Yeah.
So, like, I've said it so many times, and it's just like, part of it is the fact that I'm too old to know anything to really get into something else.
Bassett goes, I haven't stopped watching it. LOL. No shit.
No shit, Bassett.
See you
Don't
Saturday.
lie to me.
I love you, Bass. You good?
Don't lie to me.
Man. Don't lie to us. We love you, but we're gonna rip on you Saturday.
Like SummerSlam, we're gonna be all complaining. I can't believe they're doing Brock and Roman again, and we're gonna be like, yeah, this is great.
Oh, I love Brock and Roman. That's always fun.
It should be fun.
It should be fun. But,
I got a real question.
Yes.
Smalls, is Blood and Thunder really the greatest Mastodon song of all time? And were you excited when it was in Guitar Hero?
How did we get here, Steven? First of all,
I'm trying to bring you back in.
First of all, no. Second of all, yes. It is not the best Mastodon song. I could do an entire 6-hour episode on just that band.
Dude, Harpoon Thrust in the Sky.
Cool. Find me a better opening riff than March of the Fire Ants.
Ooh, good.
Meet me in these Applebee's parking lot streets. Or the entire song of Mother Puncher.
Greater opening riff in a song? Give me 5 seconds. Give me 5 minutes. I'll be back.
Mother Puncher. I could keep going. I literally just did this on TikTok with Kid Cudi because someone was talking shit and I just leveled his existence.
Oh, that was good.
That was funny.
I was
not ready for that, but listen, I appreciate you.
I'm the first guy to admit I love Kenny Omega. I love Hangman Page, Lance Archer, a few other guys. But I will agree with Dan that Lizzie Borden's production values, especially because it was coming from a porn studio, XPW was better.
Is it actually
I hit the
porn
Pornhub
studio?
button again. Yes, I will. This weekend we will watch The Dark Side of the Ring. Smalls, if you're going to be here, I know you got a show Saturday night. So while me, Bassett, and Dan are eating wings and watching wrestling, you can go photograph shows. But we'll talk about it.
I don't even know if I'm shooting. I think I'm just going to enjoy it. Pathogenic hasn't been on stage in 3 years.
Right on. All right, now that we've gotten through wrestling, and that was actually a pretty great segment, let's talk about the last segment of the night. I don't want tonight to end. It's been so fun. But we're getting to our call time here. it was a great weekend for exclusives with San Diego Comic-Con. Like, now this show has gone off the rails in the best possible way. Pandemonium. Shout out again to Where the Toys Are, Brent, and a big shout out to Hobbies with Jose, whose internet failed on him. Let's have a moment for Jose. We sang the X-Men theme. We said hello and goodbye to some friends. We talked about some great stuff tonight. But the thing I think we all want to talk about is toys. And I love you, Jose. I see you in the chat. Thank you for being here. Dan's finally excited to talk about toys. There was a lot of great reveals at San Diego Comic-Con. Something for everyone, even something for Smalls, who is... I would like to think, I know this is new to you, but I would like to think your foray into toys has been Funko Pops, and that's a great match.
I mean,
because it gets you into toys, but there's a lot of music related stuff. And as we heard earlier, Mondo was bought by Funko.
So I mean, Funko Pops has always been something I've been casually interested in, just because, like, they all look like they're on acid, which I think is just hilarious.
I mean, this might be my favorite Funko Pop of all time. This was my first.
Well, that's a given. You have history with that. My first one, I think, was God of War in Atreus.
Okay.
Like the combo pack.
Awesome.
And then I have the Linkin Park one. I actually ordered that gold Lemmy one from Motorhead that was off of Revolver. I'm trying to get a hold of the reanimation robot for Linkin Park they just released.
With toys too, you have Super 7 too. Like, look at this. This just came in the mail recently.
I know. They got Biggie, they have Eddie, they have Slayer, they have Misfits, they have Judas Priest, they have Czarface, they have everything. I've heard they're possibly doing an MF Doom one if it's not already out.
All caps when you spell my name.
No, sir. The meme I sent you said all carbs when you spell my name.
All carbs when you spell my name. But listen, like, even with Funko Pops, there's stuff like Safubi Hikari, because I know she's still watching. This is one of my favorites. This was Rebecca's first gift to me. I love this pop very much. So that's why it's on my set.
Sorry, I gotta interject real quick because Smalls is in my brain because about 2 hours ago,
where I should be.
About 2 hours ago, we're talking about Chadwick Boseman, and I was gonna comment that only 2 celebrity deaths in my life have ever had an emotional reaction out of me. Mm-hmm. One was Chadwick Boseman. Actually, sorry, 2 was Chadwick Boseman. Number 1 was actually Chester.
Yes,
because Chester Bennington hit everybody.
Nothing was like when we talk about experiences and marketing and all that shit, like going to a store to buy Meteora and opening Meteora and putting that shit in the CD player, Sony Discman, 4 AA batteries, and you just went through this goddamn storyline, like through this whole CD, because Hybrid Theory was amazing. But Meteora, they had money, and we're like, we're gonna invest.
That's the thing. So I remember in college, I did, if I can find the printed up version, I did like a 7 or 8.5 page long thesis on everything Linkin Park had done up to that point. Their cassette demos where they were literally walking around the LA Strip
when they were named Hybrid Theory.
Yeah.
Where they were named hard, just passing out like duct tape labeled cassettes to anyone that would give them a time of day or a bowl of soup.
And you know what's crazy about that too, Steve? When I was in college before I met Dan, when I worked at WNEC 99.7 WNEC, the Rock of Northern New Hampshire. I got a package in the mail one day, and it's from Mike Shinoda, just some random dude in LA. Okay. And there's a CD on the inside that says, "Dear Program Director, we are," and it named everybody. "We are the Hybrid Theory. This is our new single, One Step Closer. We hope you'll listen to it."
Yep.
So hated that song, by the way.
I get on the radio that night. I'm like, "Hey guys, this is Mega Kung Fu Radio. My name is Billy Nichols. I'm joined by Bill Laidlaw and Angelica Perry. I know you're both listening, so this is going to be a good memory, and you both know what I'm talking about." So we put in the CD and we listened to it before we got on the radio. Like, we had the pre-tape. So you're dun, 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 and I was like, whoa, this is going to go. And we play it 45 minutes into our show, 3-hour show like this. Everybody's calling, asking for it to be played again. It was the most played song of 2001 on WNEC.
It was probably the most played song of 2001, period.
That was an incredible record. Meteora.
Besides, what about Dre?
Yeah, Meteora is one of my top 10 albums, though.
So Meteora is in my top 5. of records.
Okay.
I remember back when WAAF was still on the air. Pour one out for the homies. They did an entire night. I think it was like a 6 or 7 hour broadcast. They brought on Linkin Park.
Yeah.
It was about a year or so after Chester had passed, on just the history of Hybrid Theory, because it was his 20th anniversary, and they played the whole album front to back.
We are fucking old. Oh my
god, dude! So I was at
You're so old.
I was on a camping trip this weekend, and we just had like everyone's speakers hooked up to the Bluetooth speaker, and it was just shuffling through everything. And we went from like something off of the Hamilton soundtrack, and then all of a sudden, like System of a Down popped on. And like,
so it was the Toxicity of Society and then YMCA.
Basically.
So toxicity, we're singing for whatever.
But like Sugar came on, and that album is now old enough to drink.
Yeah.
That album is 21 years old now.
Are you kidding me, dude? Legacy of Brutality turns 42 in like 3 days. I get it.
I know. Kill 'Em All turned 39 on Saturday.
Happy birthday, Kill 'Em All.
Yay.
Best opening riff.
All right. So this all ties back to toys, because as we were talking about, this is one of the rarer music pops out there, the Misfits Fiend. This is number 33. This is one of the first pops that was done for music, Pop Rocks.
Yep.
This was actually the first Pops Rocks pop. This is like a $400 pop now, and my dear friend Jerry only signed it for me. Jerry, I love you wherever you are. But just a very cool thing to have is that connection between music and toys. As we are the opposite sides of the coin on this one. You're the big audiophile. I'm the big fucking plastic nut. And that's what makes it cool.
If I can jump in and add one more.
Absolutely.
In terms of music and pops, I know I showed this to you 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
I managed to score a pre-order for the 30th anniversary of Alice in Chains' Dirt.
Yeah, with the 4 pops, right?
They're releasing a 4-pack of all members of the band with the album art backdrop through pop figures. So I'm very excited about that one, because that was one of those records that got me into like, as my dad puts it, real music.
Yeah, well, Dirt was a great record. Amazing record. That was one of the first records Dan and I listened to, actually. You got to unmute yourself, though, Dan.
He's just pensively nodding. Yes, I agree.
I will add to this before he starts, too. I have seen every Holy Grail band I have ever wanted to see with this man, and I would rather have it no other way.
There are a couple that I want to see that just won't happen because logistics.
But
I think... go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead, Dan, please.
Alice in Chains is on the list of acts that I always wanted to see, but will never see the original lineup.
Lane Staley's dead, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
so is Mike Starr, but...
Yep.
But I will say, not to jump on Dan, if you get the chance, go see them still, because William... is the only person that can do Lane Staley justice.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll definitely check them out.
If you haven't heard their most recent records, like Rain or Fog that came out in 2019, is a phenomenal record. It's one of their best, in all honesty, and that's saying a lot. I put it right up there with Dirt and Jar of Flies.
Okay. So now that we've gotten this far off of topic, which is wonderful, because this
I'm sorry.
No, this
Skyrim of podcasts.
This is the Skyrim of podcasts. We're better than Halloween 6, though. Anyway, that's our new tagline, better than Halloween 6. Guys, you know what? It's cool because, like I said, there's that marriage between toys and comic books, and Funko had a lot of great exclusives this weekend that they showed off. A lot of cool stuff. What was your favorite exclusive from the weekend you saw, Smalls?
I mean, like I said, I wasn't hugely able to sort of keep up on it because I was in the middle of nowhere for the weekend. But from what I saw, I have to say probably the Miles Morales pop, purely because like that's my area of toys. Like I know is pop, and I love Spider-Man. I grew up watching it, but I'm happy they're doing that. And they also have the Wolverine that's coming out with pop.
Mm-hmm.
as well. I believe that's also a Target exclusive.
Yep.
And then because they are the band that got me to where I am now, Metallica's, ball sack resin figure, as you called it now.
The Jump of the Fire ugly figure. Yeah, I bought one pop. I bought two pops this weekend. I bought the Toy Tokyo exclusive Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Leo or Donatello, I forget which one it is, and the Laser Light He-Man. That wasn't my favorite exclusive of the weekend. My favorite exclusive of the weekend, brother, Rip 'em. What's that smell?
That's me.
Dookie. I loved the No Holds Barred Ultimate 2-pack from Mattel Creations. Secured the bag for me and little brother here. I know that was his favorite of the weekend. Beyond that, I really loved and this is going to be a shock to everyone. I loved the reveal of the She-Ra Mondo 1/6 scale out of my price range. Loved everything Mondo revealed. Really excited about the Mattel Creations crowdfunding project for the Battle Play set of Eternia. We'll probably blow my load on that one when that comes out too, but that's another story. Sorry, Rebecca, I'm probably going to buy it. Dan, what was your favorite of the weekend? I think I already know.
No Holds Barred. I think I would have.
Dan, you got to talk into the microphone.
Oh, no, he's pulling a Jose.
Dan, we can't hear you.
Daniel.
Dan!
Damn, Daniel.
LJN models for
okay, well,
Hulk Hogan with the white shirt.
We didn't hear any of that, so please say it again.
We didn't hear any of it? Okay.
Yeah, we didn't hear any of it.
Am I still on?
Yeah,
You're
go
good.
ahead.
Okay, sorry. I'll have to go with the No Holds Barred said yes, but I'll go with three that I really appreciated and liked. And that was the No Holds Barred, obviously, and then the Coliseum collection, which I think is an underrated set as well, with Terry Funk and with Hulk Hogan, kind of going back for the old LJN.
The dirty old
days.
fucker.
Yeah. And then the Mega Powers exclusive for Ringside. Wow. That is really, I wish it was kind of like a SummerSlam deal. It was going to be out for the summer. It was going to be kind of a December release, but that really wowed me. And then the CM Punk exclusive too.
That was cool too.
That was cool. You admitting that makes me feel better. But yeah,
I'm gonna buy it now.
I'm gonna buy it.
He has my love again after what we discussed about Tony Khan.
Yes, exactly.
That's for you, Tony Khan.
Yeah, it's like a 6.
Yeah.
On the Richter scale, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6.
All right. Last but not least, the man with the master plan, the man that now has vintage Batman Toy Biz figures, thanks to my stupid ass. Oh, hey, I see that beautiful Ultimate Warrior Ninja Turtle figure I gave you, too. I'm glad you found room for it. Where's your Defining Moments Hulk Hogan I gave you?
He's in the corner.
Hey.
He's right there.
Well, you have room for 2 Hulk Hogans. Tough
He's
shit.
next to the girlfriend.
I love that. I love that he made your shelf, and that's wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
What was your favorite exclusive of the weekend?
All right. So some of mine may not have been exclusives to Comic-Con, but they were reveals. So I will say the Ronin Ninja Turtle line, I thought I was out of NECA Turtles.
We already knew about those, though.
Pull me back. I didn't know about that.
I didn't know Mirage ones I didn't know about.
I didn't know about those either. The Mirage, I didn't know. And I didn't know that they were doing the other Turtles outside of the Ronin character. I'm not spoiling who it is, but they had the other Turtles part, and that I didn't know that was coming. I knew Ronin with the ninja suit and Ronin without the ninja suit were happening. I didn't know about the other ones.
Yep.
I will say, disappointed in Hasbro. I wrote a whole list, by the way. Sorry. Hasbro Black Series. Like you guys, I've never said I would skip a Hasbro Black Series line until this weekend, so they are done there. Honorable mention, Bill Goldberg Ultimate Edition. I messaged you on Instagram saying, should I be ashamed? I want this figure because he has a smoke blowing effect coming out. Yeah, see? Yeah, okay, cool. So I feel better. Now before Comic-Con was announced, before Comic-Con weekend, Batman the Mondo 1/6 scale animated series. I still want that. However, all my funds will go to my number 2 reveal of the weekend, which was the Gargoyles line, continuing to include Xanatos with the Iron Gargoyles and the
My man's
red
obsessed.
and the red Xanatos figure. I hope to God people buy this line because I need the Wolf Pack to come out and I need goddamn Macbeth to be released. But the number 1 reveal to me of the weekend, the first hot toy I will buy, I thought it was going to be Miles Morales. In fact, no, F you Marvel, cut me a check. The first hot toy I will buy is the definitive Batman. No, it's not Kevin Conroy because he's only in voice, but it is Michael Keaton, 1989 Batman, that comes with the gargoyle that would fall on the Joker from Hot Toys. That is my number 1 pick of the weekend.
Well, with that being said, I'm just going to play this sound effect 1,000 times now.
I'm assuming it's the cash register.
Good
Our
guess.
wallets are all dead. I just bought the Toy Tokyo Laser Light He-Man Funko Pop and the Leonardo Blue Power Ranger because they were still available. And I was like, you know what? These would look cool on my shelf. And I never get Toy Tokyo. But Smalls, what were your favorites of the weekend?
For toys or just in general?
Toys. Or reveals. That's
of
fine,
life.
too.
Of life? That's going to be a minute. For toys, I gotta go probably the Mondos just because I like oversized nonsense.
Yeah, we got a few of
That's
those in the office.
just me. I mean, yeah. Just oversized nonsense. Super 7 always does good work, obviously. And that's not just because Brent's on the show. I do enjoy their work.
Well, that is true, too. Their stuff is amazing. Like, I mean, obviously.
There was one thing I had here in our notes that I don't think it's saved, but there was an artist that has done work with Super 7 and Marvel, and I believe NECA as well.
He did prints for San Diego. It's like something Gresham.
Yeah. So he does a lot of like digital art and like hand done paintings for a lot of toy companies, but he also did a whole line of San Diego Comic-Con prints of like memes done in fine like oil paintings. Like the "This is fine" dog and the on fire house. It's just like the eye shot, and it's just like that in fine oil painting. I'm just like, if I had the money, that's canvas above my fireplace.
This is fine. Well,
it wasn't even that. It was just the eyes. And like it had just stuff, and you're like, I know what that is. I just thought that was super cool. That was like a Thursday before Comic-Con was Comic-Con. Like, hey, this is something cool that's going on that's related to it, which I thought was super cool.
I dig it.
It's just memes becoming physical art.
Well, I love it. And guys, that's it for time. Can't believe we just knocked out 3 hours of San Diego Comic-Con, Frozen Jose's, and a visit from Brent from Super 7 tonight. That was great. And you guys are all still with us. Give yourselves a round of applause. You sat through 3 hours of the Brand Show live again.
And now we can average that we usually go 3 hours because we have 2 episodes that are roughly the same distance.
So 2 things before we finish. I have some announcements.
Wait, sorry. Before you announcements, shout out to our significant others who let us go 3 hours on this.
Yeah,
goddamn
thank
thing.
you, thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you, Rebecca. I love you. I love all of you.
I'm free.
And thank you to Smalls' left hand for allowing us to still be here.
Wow.
Pornhub sound.
You leave Jill out of this.
All right, well, we got some exciting announcements before we go. Our San Diego Comic-Con announcements. First things first, a bunch of Nerds X Nerd Affiliated is a thing. I think everybody kind of knew that. Steve and I are going to be working on over the next year some great content that you're going to see across our channel and across the Nerd Affiliated channel. Some retrospectives, some stuff where we go back and review some old stuff. I think the first one is going to be a retrospective on Spider-Man the Animated Series. That's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do that. Me and you sitting in a room bullshit and talking about Spider-Man the Animated Series is going to be a blast.
That's going to be a 24-hour stream, I can guarantee you.
Also, there is the new podcast coming from Jason, from Dan, and from Tia, a bunch of marks. That is going to be hopefully this fall. We're really excited about that. And last but not least, the announcement I have, the biggest one is episode 3 of our show. Tomorrow is this young man's birthday. He is a very good friend of mine. So first things first, let me open my camera so I can send this to him. I'm really, really, really excited to, first of all, say happy birthday for Brie Sapolsky. I love you, my friend. But episode 3 of The Brand Show features Spider-Man Noir co-creator Fabrice Sapolsky in a tell-all interview about his time with Marvel. And let me tell you, this is not going to be one you're going to want to miss. We're going to see you next August 9th, I think, is our next show, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so 2 weeks from tonight, we're back live. August 9th. Let me go to the calendar. Hang on. Because I'm old. August 9th, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Episode 3 of The Brand Show is going to be Fabrice Sapolsky. I promised you great guests. I promised you compelling content. And I damn well will deliver. And I'm also going to announce episode 4 for those of you who are gamer nerds right now. This man was the voice of Michelangelo.
I'm so excited.
Or Leonardo da Vinci in Assassin's Creed. He was the voice of Michael Corleone in the Godfather games. And he is the voice of Shitcha himself, Dominic Santiago in Gears of War. Episode 4 on August 23rd will be none other than Carlos Ferro.
I'm so damn excited for that.
This is a 5-episode season. We're going to finish up this season on September 6th with Bobby Vala of the Valaverse to talk about his new toy line. And then quiet 6-week break so we can get through New York Comic-Con, get a bunch of marks off the air. And then we return on November 1st with a surprise guest. I can't wait to tell you guys. We will announce our first guest of Season 2 during New York Comic-Con. But for now, my name is Billy Nichols. You call me The Brand. You call me Quicksilver. You never call me late to lunch.
And my name is Chris, a.k.a. Papa Smalls. I love all of you. Thank you for joining us.
For Dan, for Jose, for Hey Archer, for Brent. I almost forgot him for a second there. Thank you guys for tuning into The Brand Show. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to tune into Nerd Affiliated, 8:15 p.m. Thursdays at youtube.com/nerdaffiliated. Check out Mazza Media at facebook.com/Mazza Media with 2 Z's, kind of like mozzarella, but an A. And make sure to support your fellow creators, streamers, and content creators. And don't show your butthole on OnlyFans unless you're getting paid $20 a month by someone. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, man.
Damn it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We're out.
Peace.
You don't like the lights, but it's camera time. Said take the picture, but you rolled your eyes. Now I'm mortified and still terrorized. Push me behind to get me from my better side. I wanna push you back, but that's all you want. Wanna rub me up, I'm holding back. Tryna get me framed, throw me in cuffs. Said I attacked you, that's just a false truth. No need to argue, and yeah, I've had enough. You follow me anywhere I try to be.